There we go. Oh, and I forgot to change this part. Dang it. No one can see the game.
Sir.
Nobody can see the game. Thanks for playing Elden Ring.
Oh no! Shut it, phone.
Oh, there we
No.
go. Now,
Okay.
now we see the game. Hi, everybody. We're live. We're here. We're doing things. The Sat Pack is back after a brief vacation, which will likely be followed by another mini vacation, just because this is the time of year. I just don't know yet.
And well, it says also a question until 6.2 gets releases proper.
Do we have a date for that? And I just haven't been paying attention.
I think at best it's a month out. It's not, set in stone per se, but most people are expecting it to be that long.
So I have to
At the
admit
very least.
that I'm gonna start up Fallout 76 again
Oh no!
next month to catch up
Okay.
with what's been going on, and I'm probably gonna be streaming that as much as I can, just for the shits and giggles.
Okay. So you're going to be doing that on essentially all the days which we're not doing anything official.
Exactly. I mean, and depending on how busy we are with Final Fantasy, I can either stream my Fallout gameplay on Saturday or 6.2 when it comes out, or some other activity we're performing. Again, all that depends. Elden Ring will keep going until Elden Ring is done. So.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring.
To my slight dismay, but that's fine.
Well, now that you've reached the fire giant, you're pretty actually close. Like, you only have essentially the final dungeon to get through.
Kind of rounding the last lap, kind of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Like, I'm not tired of Elden Ring per se, but
well, think of it as like, okay, in Dark Souls, you finally ended up getting to the Lord Vessel, and then you had to teleport around to finish off all the dungeons here and there.
Not to ruin your analogy, but I didn't finish Dark Souls 1.
Oh. Okay, Dark Souls 3. You finally come back to whatever this starting city is.
Why are you doing this game? It's so weird.
What are you doing, game? What are you doing?
It's not the game. It's the UI settings for our chat boxes.
Yeah, I'm seeing the fact that if you set up your face on that side, they get blasted huge.
Yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. That I feel like we must have messed with something.
I haven't messed with mine, but that's because I use a different system than what you're using, Eddie.
Like, this is the Elden Ring setup right now, right? And even on Wednesday, it didn't have this black highlight behind it.
Oh, the black background?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if that helps. I guess it's not so bad to have.
Maybe? I mean, some people like it.
But except when it's in this orientation, now it's kind of iffy again.
In this orientation, it's doubled up.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is.
Gray. It is partially see-through, Eddie.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be specific. You wish to remove the Discord? Well, no, not really, but let's say yes. Okay. So then what the fuck are you? I had 2 instances of the same thing, I guess. Whatever. Okay. This is the one I prefer just because this side is freed up, and here is where we would have like the chat box is going to be over here, and I didn't want to cover all like the quest guide stuff. But, okay.
Should I go poke somebody?
I'm trying now. It's okay. I can do dailies and we can chat while we figure out what we want to do as a full team.
I will go fishing.
I don't know why it's doing that, but I guess I don't really care. It just takes a lot. It just the Discord party part is now taking a lot of real estate than I thought it would, but that's alright. I guess we're okay. I should just shrink it. Maybe I should do that. That should still be legible. Yeah, there we go. That's still legible and not taking up as much real estate. Might even argue that we can make it smaller, but we'll see. Oh. to be a streamer. What a life. Okay, let's see. Do I have anything I can extract material from? Oh, here, let me show this off. Let me look at my shared fate. I'm proud of this. For Endwalker. I am so close. By the end of this week, I should be done with all of the shared fates for Endwalker.
Jesus. Really, Eddie?
I'd like to do Shadowbringer. I'm not at all near the same level of completeness over there, but I'm
Well,
almost
Shadowbringer,
done.
it's going to be harder to do because a lot of people aren't doing them. Meh.
Well, it's true. I don't know why I have such an easier time doing it in Endwalker rather than Shadowbringer. I actually die a lot in Shadowbringer, but maybe after all this shared fate in
Maybe you don't have certain abilities for the Shadowbringer content.
Yeah, maybe my
Also, sorry,
survivability
late
isn't
to the
there.
party.
No
It's
worries.
okay.
Happy to have you. Okay, let's go ahead and test it.
And
now that we're here figuring things out.
I'm gonna be late into the game because apparently I'm updating.
No worries, I'm running dailies
Updating a
and
megabyte.
we're chatting, so it's okay. Just chatting.
We're in just chatting.
We're just
For
chatting.
now.
I'm
Did you
fishing.
install a hot tub in your apartment, Eddie?
No, it's still outside.
Ooh.
And one day we'll take advantage of it, but not today.
And by we you mean parts of us, not all of us.
Yes, not collectively. I would not
The virtual us.
the royal us.
The
The
royal us?
royal we.
The royal we.
Okay, so it'll be just Eddie.
That's a very different we than we were thinking of.
I mean, I
The
would
royal
not
we will go we in the pool and the hot tub.
I would
Yes!
not dismiss anyone who would like to join me, but I already know where that is not going.
Alright.
You don't stand a ghost of a chance?
Oof.
Into the water you go,
Going here right
behemoth.
Oh, there's actual people here, so this will be a bad example. And I attacked something that's not in the fate. Good job. Good job, me.
Good
Well played.
job,
Well
Eddie.
played.
You actually have like a group going through this.
And that's why this is gonna be a bad example.
Yep.
I wanted the solo one, but I'm here already. And like, see, I should probably set my chocobo to heal. I think that's the other thing. I might not have been utilizing my chocobo as well. Oh, by the way, that's the other accomplishment. But I don't know when I did it, but I maxed out the chocobo.
You're
Well, if
talking
you've been
about
doing
20?
this, like you've almost maxed out all of Endwalker's shared fates, you probably have been leveling it up pretty hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I wonder if this group is going to be falling. I might have to purposely go somewhere secluded to test out my survivability.
Tell me how to spearfish, man.
Let's do that. What are the chances someone's in the Tempest? Who goes there? Who even goes
You
there?
have someone teaching you how to spearfish?
I'm getting spearfishing.
I mean, that's good stuff. Spearfishing is good stuff. Also, it'll make your fishing go a lot faster, because it really is. So it's good fun.
Yep.
It's the best part of fishing IMO.
I hate fishing, but spear fishing is good. Oh, there's somebody else! Stop other people from interfering in my experimentations!
Also, I found out that the machine, the weapon from Garou, for machinist, is a revolver.
Like a 6-shooter revolver?
It, kind of like basically a, God. It's, since I'm not sure if you're exactly familiar with guns, Michael, but it's basically a hand cannon revolver.
So guns are
Oh.
these inventions that use a explosion agent and a projectile.
Eddie, I'm talking
Yes.
about actual specifics. Because, like, I have a model in mind, but I'm not sure how Michael is familiar with guns, per se.
I have models in mind. too.
Not to that degree, I'm afraid.
Yeah. That's what I thought. not trying to offend you, Michael, but it was like I don't think you'd know what I'd be talking about if I actually mentioned the model number.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Much like I roleplay on, my my GTA character, I'm not a huge fan of guns. They serve an important purpose, but they also do less cool things.
Well, their purpose is one thing, and it's only one thing only, and that's violence.
Oh my god! So that brings me to two tangents that related to this. One, I just saw a TikTok of somebody RPing an assassin in the GTA RP. It was pretty fascinating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
An assassin?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Did you happen to catch what their name was? That'd be kind of cool to know.
I can probably look it up. It has to be in my recent history. So he wore. I mean, he looked pretty typical assassin. Wore a suit, had dreaded hair and sunglasses.
He probably isn't around the same time I am. He's probably around when it's actually busy.
Contributed
Because that
nothing to
sounds
this
a
fate.
higher profile job.
Well, just more one that requires being around when there's actually people around. I don't know how much you guys have been seeing in my streams, but it's usually relatively dead when I'm around.
I mean, you say that, but there always seem to be people around though. When I pop in and.
The people will come and go in like short bursts. Like if I'm working at Uwu, we'll get like I might have a coworker or 2 or 5, but usually like 1 or 2, and we'll get like a clump of people and then dead silence for 45 minutes, and then a clump of people and then dead silence for 45 minutes.
The other thing I was going to ask you about that is that it seems like what you do in this RP is more on the mundane side. Is that a choice, or it's just how that server is?
No, it is a choice.
Okay.
Kyle is a 100% civilian. He doesn't do any criminal activity. Like, obviously, it's GTA, so a lot of people are going to go for either criminal activity, which is, bank heists and robbing houses, robbing gas stations, whatever. Blowing up shit, shooting people, gang wars, all that kind of fun. Or they'll go for cop, which is essentially trying to stop everything I just said. There's usually a lot of people tend to go one direction or the other. There's a relatively narrow band of people who go like the pure civilian route, which does tend to be, there's some stuff like I've gone hunting before, although I wasn't actually shooting. I was just like helping like skin and butcher what they were shooting. There's some stuff you can do that's a little bit more interesting than standing behind the counter going full local, as I call it. But it does tend to be more on the mundane side.
Okay, that's fascinating. I like that. I like that there's enough flexibility in that world that you can entirely make that choice. Stick to it. I like that. I like that a lot.
I mean, hell, there's people that their entire RP is just they are recording artists.
That's kind of
like
cool.
there's actually I don't know a ton that are pure recording artists. I guess Fauna's one, Ryan's one. Most of them tend to also be like recording artists plus something else, like recording artists plus criminal activity. But I mean, that's again, there's a lot of stuff you can do in this city, and just what Kyle chose is he works at Uwu, and then when he can, he works at the hospital because he is also a medical intern.
What a life. Yeah, so everyone check out his Paytest's personal page for that. On most nights, it seems like. Do you have a set schedule, or just when the mood strikes?
It's most nights. It's basically when the mood strikes that I don't feel like streaming, then I won't. But it tends to be about five to 6 nights a week.
Okay, so I've now got spearfishing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you not have it before, David? Is that what?
I didn't have Fisher high enough to get it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you have to have Fisher at 61 in order to unlock it.
So the other tangent that reminded me about this conversation is that I just saw a review for a new anime this season, and the funniest thing that come out of that review was the protagonist has armor-piercing rubber bullets.
I'm sorry, what?
Armor.
Obviously, he's hunting Monkey D. Luffy.
It's something. The anime is called L something recoil or something like that. But that's
Something
the protagonist.
Rico? R-E-C-O?
Recoil. It's like LaCroix, something recoil.
I saw something with Rico, R-E-C-O.
No, the second word is definitely recoil. I just don't remember what the first one is other than it starts with an L. But the point is that apparently that's what the protagonist has in order to shoot through doors, but not through people. Rubber piercing. Armor piercing rubber bullets.
Rubber piercing armor bullets?
Rubber piercing armor bullets.
So bullet. I know I was saying that the doing Endwalker was harder, but maybe I just better practice now handling these things. So maybe I was just wrong. Because I'm not having as much trouble as I was before.
Hello.
Hello.
Guess who I finished?
I'm guessing the turrets.
Is there a faster way to scroll through titles?
Not really. You can go if you hit up, it'll take you at the top. It'll take you directly to the bottom. Other than that, not really.
I would think that they would have fixed this by now.
No.
I mean, like, they do 100...
Okay, I can sort by ID, sort by name, sort by category.
Yeah. And it's 100 per page. So...
In latest news, I'm currently at 33% of copying update file.
So close and yet so far.
Oh.
No, not even slightly close. This is still the first step of the update.
I actually have an update question. Because I guess this happened while I was gone. I've heard stuff about a traveling update or like a server hopping update. I didn't understand the update though.
Okay.
Basically, now you can transfer between all worlds, not just the ones in our data center.
So basically, you can transfer to, let's say, the Japanese servers.
Mm-hmm. Or the Oceanic, or the EU.
Yeah.
And this is a temporary basis sort of thing, right?
No.
Yeah. No, this
Wait,
was the temporary one.
Oh, I thought this was the permanent. I thought this was the permanent. You can go where you like, hang out with who you want.
Thought that was the idea, but not necessarily in a permanent fashion. Like, oh hey, my character is at home at Cactar, but I can walk essentially over to
Azura.
some other server or group. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go visit people or run raids and stuff like that together.
Or in mine and Asher's case, we live on Cactar, but we can go visit on Odin because we totally want to go back to that world again.
God, I was just doing like botanist stuff, and I got like, oh look, bot, and I'm like, I'm not a bot.
Lol.
And I freaked out a couple of players because it's like, what? But bot, and then I switched to a black mage that's max level. I was like, oh, not bot. No.
Wait, somebody was calling you bot for real? Like actually accusing you of being a bot?
Well, I was harvesting stuff so I could get my weaver up, and I need a fuck ton of.
So you were spending a long time on a certain level's worth of items.
I was
so
going
they probably thought you were harvesting to sell on the board.
Yes. Which, generally, that's bot behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I feel like I do that all the time.
I've done that before, too. But I've never been accused of being a bot for it. Probably because my movements are too erratic for a bot. Like, a bot would have much cleaner movement, much cleaner lines.
Apparently mine were, it's like, I tried to avoid stuff, but apparently mine was, like, too straight to the point stuff that
Maybe-
they thought I was a
maybe-
bot. I'm like, huh?
I think it might be because your name says bot in it. You should just change that already.
What
Maybe-
bot?
No, I think it's because you are actually secretly a cyborg, and that's why your lines were so clean.
I accuse you of being bot! As in sold out.
Even the front row thinks you're a bot.
Oh,
Also, thanks, Eric Foxy. I am
mean,
now a slave,
I
apparently.
wondered whether or not Asher was a sellout, but I mean, I guess now Eric has jacuzzi you.
Yes, he has jacuzzed me. And I'm technically a slave. I'm not sure to who yet.
You are a slave to the Garlean Empire.
Really?
Not really. Is that good? No, that's not good. I was gonna say, is there a way to spin that to being good? But I don't know if it can be.
I mean, the only good thing is that the Empire is pretty much in shambles, so you might be able to escape and regain your freedom.
The side quest waiting to happen.
Zoom tight.
Cool. Here's another thing I can show off since it's been a while.
Uh-oh.
Nope, I went to the wrong place.
Nope, it's
Yeah,
Pokemon. But I'll have to double check to see if I do have it, or if I have to start earning more wolf marks to get the gun.
Lagoon?
Anyway, you haven't noticed?
Like you're 88?
No.
89 now?
89. No, the title.
Yeah, I see that you have Zloe's friend.
Aww.
Look quest line I completed.
And Walker.
I can't
yes.
look. Say it out loud.
Oh, sorry.
No, you horrible
Forgot.
man!
I finished
Are you?
the
That's what you decided to go with for Amelise? Is matching outfits?
Yes. We're twinsies now.
Aw, that's adorable.
In the end, this is as far as I would go. Nothing else.
I'm not dressing Emiliance up. She's okay in what she's already wearing.
I'm gonna just say she's one of my fans. That's how I'm gonna justify this.
Oh. Whether she likes it or not?
I feel like the quest line would say very much on the positive side of that, so that's fine.
Well, I'm saying as far as the fans to the degree of matching outfits.
Yep. There we go. That was my accomplishment. I'm still doing the Hippo Rider stuff. I'm not quite done with that.
I am.
I'm
I've got
at max
in
rank,
Bloodsworn.
or no, I'm at final accomplishment rank, but I'm not yet 100%ed.
You're not Bloodsworn level 8.
Yeah. I stopped before that. I was getting bored of logging in daily to do it. So I got to the point where I can get my hippo mount, and I called it there.
And he's going to try and do it later once, like, the other two have shown up. And it's like, okay, now get them to Bloodsworn so I can at least be ready for the capstone quest when that drops.
Yeah.
Because...
Or if.
Well, no, they're finally going to be doing the capstone quest for
Endwalker.
Endwalker. I think that was mentioned that it was going to be sometime in like patch 6.3-ish.
Well, the
Or
problem
later.
is in order to do a capstone, you have to have all the pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. Which... Stop!
Right now, we have
Dusting me.
literally one of the three pieces of the puzzle.
Yeah. But they were going to be doing the. I think they were going to be releasing like the capstone to not Endwalker, Shadowbringer.
Oh, cool. They are finally going to do that?
Yeah.
70 years late?
70 years late, and then they stated that like they'll probably also try and do Endwalker after like 6.5 sometime during that one.
Yeah, 6.5 makes sense.
Okay, I'm honored. Okay, that's what I'm at. I didn't even know. I honestly haven't been paying attention to what rank I am with them. I was just doing the quests. And even then, I don't remember how far that is. I don't know how close to the end I am. I think in a typical week, I'm able to do this.
Unfortunately, I can't use the
like
special
4 or 5
ability
times.
in air.
I can, but that's because I'm not on a hippo. I am on.
Yeah, the hippo special ability it's actually kind of cool, especially the rainbow one.
Well, that's because that's what Congo's been pelting me with this entire time.
Only
Is
we can
rainbow
see
dust?
that.
Well, he's been hitting me with any dust.
Well, there's only blue, yellow, and red in rainbow.
Also, you sense the presence of a powerful mark. I still have
Ooh, S rank.
that's
same.
going to be in Ruby C.
Oh,
Oh.
Done with that one. What's next?
what is
So
your
I'm
problem?
guessing that one is not going to have anything we'd want from it. Except maybe title.
Yeah, I mean, title, but also you can get whatchamacallit. You can still get the hunt marks off of it.
Nah. I mean, like, there's one that I'd like to get, and that's technically, was it, Kamui? No, not Kamui. It's the opposite one. Yeah, well.
Another thing I completed the other day is I finally finished that weekly Nier quest line.
Oh, you finally finished that one?
Yeah, I finished that one on Thursday.
So you
enjoyed
like you
the
don't have to go
aftermath?
back to it anymore?
Nope. The village has been rebuilt. Everyone is happy.
Quotations.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I knew that from the get-go, given the fact that Yoko Taro wrote it, and, like... It'll be
So
a
it's
very...
it's more of a happily ever after ... for now.
No, it's a very fragile happiness, in the fact that everybody knows that this is good times, but they know that at a moment's
The
notice...
bad times
it
are
could
coming
be-
again.
The bad
I mean-
times could come again at any moment.
But is that a sentiment, or there isn't really a looming threat anymore? I think it's just the sentiment of that village.
Well, that's kind of how Yoko Taro does some of his stuff, is the fact that, like, with the end of Automata, was the fact that, like, oh, yeah, there's a, like, tentative happiness, but there's always something looming over the edge that could potentially shatter it at any moment.
Yeah, that feels like that's a highlighting of cynicism. I mean, that's how I
Well-
interpret it. Just that whole village is cynical, and
No, it's just
I mean,
his
I
writing
would
style.
argue they have a reason and right to be cynical.
Yeah.
true, I guess. I mean, it's not wrong. Though that said, I feel that that's only relatively speaking. Their world was almost ended not that long before. Like,
And it might have gotten ruined later on, too.
I mean, their world was almost ruined. They spent 100 years in fear of sin eaters. Their world was almost ruined a second time. They saw the self-proclaimed God King ripping a mountain up and hover it over the land, and
So-
then the androids attacked.
I mean, that giant golem is a nice view. Tourist trap. They should really consider that.
Oh, and also, I almost forgot the mass tempering of like half of the population.
Yeah. Okay. So that whole world.
So yeah, I think it's fair to say that. I think it's fair to say that pretty much the entire first is, just really had a really shitty few days.
Shitty few days.
Yeah. That whole world is pretty freaking tragic. I mean, there's no lies detected.
Oh, I almost forgot. And also the self-proclaimed God King basically declaring war on anyone who didn't agree with him for a good chunk of that too. Yeah, just to really kind of twist it a little bit.
Yeah.
I say that's small potatoes. Come on. God King dictators telling you what to do? Come on.
So, what's on the docket that we want to do tonight?
It's an excellent question. I think it's been so long since we played as a group that I can't even remember what we did last time. And if we should continue
We
that.
finished off Omega.
Yeah.
Oh, is
Finish
that what we
off Omega.
Wait.
Okay.
We could try and do Eden? Try? At least vanilla Eden? I don't want to try and even do...
Attempt.
Stevage.
Well,
Stevage, because, like, after trying Suzaku so many times, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if we were to do Stevage, we'd need some buddies to help us with it. And I'm not
Probably.
sure if any of those people are going to be playing right now.
Also, just as a status update, copying is now at 66%. Had I realized there was a patch, I would have probably done this yesterday to be ready, but I didn't realize there was a patch.
It's all good.
the major patch came out like
2 weeks ago?
Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
caught the major patch because the major patch is when the Hippo Riders were added.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a couple weeks ago they ended up doing 6.18.
Oh, okay. So that is a minor patch.
That it was a minor patch, but there was some changes to it. Like I was expecting it to actually have been 6.2 because of the amount of downtime was, but they were probably just simply updating servers for preparation.
Because
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, because that's when my FC did Amogus Night. I actually knew there was a patch. I just forgot about it. Damn it.
It did not compute. So clearly,
I was
Pictus
just-
is not a
honestly,
robot.
I was just excited to play. Honestly, I was just excited to play Amogus again. It had been a while.
So yeah, I guess Eden is a choice. There's that. There's nothing from endgame Endwalker stuff we want to do. Or besides that, I guess Eden sounds pretty good.
well, Eden, like we've done most of the stuff that's kind of available right now, barring. Have they finally added more quests to our good buddy Hildy, or not yet? Was that? Or was
I
that
think even further is available now.
Oh, right, because it that leads into the relic weapons, or at least this version of
Or
the
will
relic
be leading into it. Yeah.
And you can't do it unless you've done the other Hildy quests. He's not reacting, sir.
What?
He's too busy fighting Ghost Dragon.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Well, we were implying that you haven't done something that's really good.
What do you mean? I've done.
I mean,
all
not
the
in
Hildebrand
fighting.
quests. No, I've done the Hildebrand quest.
You just skipped this cutscene.
Yeah, I just skipped the cutscenes.
Which means you lost, like, 90% of the fun parts.
Yeah, I got over it real quick.
Eddie, that's not getting over it. That's basically cutting off certain parts of your body. Despite the looks of it.
I'm sorry, were you trying to say cut off your nose to spite your own face? Is that what you were trying to go for?
I was going to imply something in the nether regions.
Oh.
Jeez. Yeah, you really like the Hildebrand quest, huh?
Well,
It's fun! The
Holding
Hildebrand
against it,
storyline is fun.
I'm not knocking it. I have no criticism of it. I just didn't want it.
I mean, this just it, and Eddie hates fun. He is morally opposed to fun.
I mean,
I want it for you. If you want it, I want it for you. So are there actually new currently accessible Hildebrand quests that can be done?
I mean, like, from the
I'm pretty
from
sure
the
they were
sounds of it, Eddie, from the sounds of it, you've only done, like, technically the Realm of Born stuff.
No.
Wait.
I did all of it. I did everything that was available when I did.
You did Stormblood even?
Yep.
Okay.
If it was available at the time that I did it, I went through the whole thing.
Remember, if he's skipping cutscenes, it's probably a lot faster.
Yeah, if you're skipping cutscenes, it's mostly just running around and doing various battlefields.
Yeah. I fought Gilgamesh a few times. And
Greg.
We love
it.
And Sam. Greg and Sam, the best boys.
They were pretty great.
No, it's not Sam. It's Jim.
From The Office?
If you were watching the cutscenes, you'd get it.
But as we already know,
Jim
have established.
Jim is Hildy's nickname for Yojimbo.
That's cute.
I was trying to get Eddie to
Although I
rewatch
have to
the
argue,
cutscenes.
I have to argue, Greg and Jim are good boys, but a best boy is still Gigi.
Yeah, GG.
Gigi is always best boy.
I'll watch the cutscenes at some point if it's that important.
They kind of are important. I mean, like, to the Hildebrand stuff, and given the fact that the relic weapons are going to be tied to Hildy this time, kind of makes
I wonder if that means instead of using the town drunk, we're actually going to use the naked goldsmith.
Yes. Or it's the town drunk and the naked goldsmith.
Okay.
At the same
Oh
time.
god. Imagine them working together.
Where do I go to initiate this quest line? Or this current new phase of the quest line?
Somewhere
that is one of
in
the
the first. Not the first.
Wait, not the first.
I'm
Rods?
pretty sure it's the Crystarium or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
No, it wouldn't be the first, though, because Hildy never went to the first.
Technically, he did. Technically.
He did?
There.
What the fuck? Then why didn't we get that in Shadowbringers?
Because in Shadowbringers, all we got was a reference to him being in it. I'm trying to remember what it was, but like if you do this one dungeon, and before you go into the final boss room, you head back to the very beginning. You see Hildy's body pile drived right into the ground next to the starting point. And that's
god damn it!
all we got.
I never do that. I literally never do that.
Yeah.
No one. It's like it took people until patch 6.5 to go. wait a minute, and try to find everything, and
that
somebody
something-
had found it.
I think
Is
you
this-
mean 5.5 because 6.5 hasn't happened yet.
Correct, 5.5.
Is that something you can go see now, or is that no longer something visible anymore?
It's still visible. It's still a thing.
Where is it?
Which
I
dungeon?
can't remember. I think it's one of the early dungeons.
So like
Like,
Holminster or Domeg or Ilmeg rather. I mean,
I think it's the Ilmeg one.
I mean, that would be the most appropriate when you
How-
think about it. Oh, pfft.
How many times have you been through?
But so where's the? So it's somewhere in Prime.
At least the one that's supposed to start for the current expansion, Endwalker. I believe, like, it actually says somewhere in the first zone, like the one right off of Crystarium, or the Crystarium itself. I forget which.
I'm gonna go
which
check
off
there.
the Crystarium is the forest.
Actually, I
can-
do
Oh, like-
happen to have a page with the patch notes up. Let me just check that right now.
Okay.
When the Roz is done.
Patch.
Still have my
No
home base
detach.
set is the Crystarium. I don't know why I still have that.
I mean,
Because you like it? Okay. 6.18.
No, Ratahan.
Yeah, that's
It's
why.
not-
Ratahan, 11.8
Yeah.
and 11.2.
Yep, that's why I came here. My mouse. What happened? Okay, here we go. Stupid DPI button. And it's 11.8, 11.2. Let me see. Oh, I'm almost already there.
because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be references to the previous stuff that you'll go like, huh? What?
Well, it's also the fact that the reason why I was confused is because there's a picture of him clearly in a purple forest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it looks like that after you do stuff in Ratahan, you are sent to the Crystarium.
Okay.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I clearly have not finished something because I see nothing here.
Expanding the House
Oh.
of Splendors.
Okay,
There must be something I didn't finish.
pull up your quests and then completed.
Tidings from Afar.
And then I don't remember where the Hildy ones are. I'm actually trying to look through your screen because I can't see mine yet. I'm
Quest.
still at 91%.
God, it's been so long since I pulled up
The
quest.
Sleeping Gentleman?
Yeah, that's the quest name. Sleeping Gentleman.
It's right next to the
Should be an excitable
Aether
youth.
crystal?
Excitable Youth, right next to the
Aetherite?
yeah, right here. Aetherite.
Okay, so yeah, if he's not there on Eddie's screen, then Eddie is definitely missing something.
Yep, I'm missing something. You can see him, David?
Which, yeah, I can see them.
Okay, yep, then I didn't.
So it should be. I'm trying to remember which one. It's either going to be the third or fourth icon at the top. One of the drop down. Check the drop downs for anything about Hildebrand. It won't be Levy quests.
Isn't the Rise and Fall of Gentlemen right there?
Yeah. That's one of them. I thought that they had their actual own thing though. I thought they had a separate category.
They
Oh
do-
god! Those options!
Well, don't spoil it. I haven't gotten there yet.
I'm just gonna giggle myself madly.
That's not
We just-
giggling. That was cackling. That was 100% cackling.
Hildebrand quests.
Okay, so you have Hildebrand quests. How if you scroll down, how many of those subtitles do you have that are Hildebrand related? Which ones do you have?
Oh, there it is, Hildebrand quest. It says right there. I'm such an idiot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
No. Subtitles. Don't count the individual quests. Where it's
Oh,
like
so-
Hildebrand quest, and then it should be like further Hildebrand quest, even further, and then somehow further.
No, I only have Hildebrand quests.
Okay, so you never did from Heavensward on.
Oh,
So you
I
didn't
Quick question.
do all of
Where is it?
totally thought I did.
the next Hildebrand thing?
Well, the Hildebrand stuff. I know where my next thing is. It's in Ishgard.
Okay.
I'm
So
just talking
in
about like where you're
Foundation,
supposed to see in the quest log. Where is the like old Hildebrand stuff?
So third icon side story. There's literally the Hildebrand subtitle there.
I don't actually have it.
Huh.
It's
Under side
on the
story
red
quest?
one or the blue one.
I was literally just looking at Eddie's and he closed it, so I can't tell
sorry.
you anymore.
I will open it up again. I know exactly what I was looking at. So
I'm
Again.
going to
Here
get
we
a
go.
game eventually.
here we go.
Yay! We're finally installing the update,
Yeah!
Install.
There it is for your
and
reference,
now
by
it's
the way. Now
installed.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the red one.
it's the fourth one, side quest actually.
Oh, it's the fourth one. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, Eddie, why, like, if
Okay.
you've done...
Okay. Now I see. Hildebrand quests, and then further Hildebrand adventures.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
and there's further, there's even further, and then there's somehow further, which is the new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
they
I
didn't
was
do-
looking up at the thing of like side story quests and going through that and trying to find it through there. It's like I'm seeing zones, not Hildebrand
And-
quest.
The reason
Yeah.
why I was wondering, like, Eddie, if you did everything, why haven't you asked us to try and help you get the barding from the even further Hildebrand quests?
You know what? I literally thought I looked at a guide that told me what to do, but maybe it was incomplete and I didn't realize it. So that's all. That's all I can offer.
What is that top? What are those shoes? Oh my god! There's stuff in the store that I actually like.
Oh no! Michael, don't! As he pulls out
It's
his
too late
wallet.
for me. I've seen everything. It's too late for me now. I've seen everything.
Talking
His
about
wallet
like,
is already out!
Action.
No!
black coat. like a black
Oh
coat
my
kind of
god!
thing.
And there's a Mega Shiba.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
There's a Shiba mount. Shiba Inu.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know Doge?
I
there's
heard
a Doge
Shiva, not Sheba.
No. Shibu.
Sheb.
Add to cart.
The most powerful allure of microtransactions. Fashion.
It's the real
And
end
you
game.
can dog drift, by the way.
I'm sorry, you what?
You can dog drift.
That just made me incredibly angry, and now I don't want the dog.
Shall we start installing, like, the Initial D soundtrack onto your hard drive, too? So we
Anyway,
can have just constantly playing Deja Vu?
Actually, are we going to try to attempt to do the Eden stuff? Because I know we actually managed to get everything ready for it
No.
one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Sorry.
Aha! Your
Excuse me.
game crashed.
Excuse me, my game is being stupid.
I thought so.
Time to go punch
Uh,
walls. Oh, wait, no. Michael's name
My
is Michael,
anger-
not Kyle. Sorry.
Wait, why are you saying Kyle punching walls? Kyle doesn't punch walls.
The joke from the internet about Kyle drinks monsters and punches drywall.
Oh, okay.
As a hobby?
You said Kyle, and my brain immediately went, wait, K-A-I-L Kyle? No, he doesn't do that. How dare you accuse him of such a thing?
I would not, but then again, we're talking about Kyle. And the memes
What
thereof.
is your actual problem here?
Well, I'm going to continue the plot line and speak to somebody that really should not be in the alchemic section right now.
Why not?
If you knew, you would know not to allow Nashu anywhere close to alchemic components.
Oh God, no, no, nowhere near alchemic. No alchemic.
Nashu, don't! No! Step away from the components!
Anyway, I do hope they open up with the crafting tribe in the next patch. Because even though I'm just simply been using custom deliveries, my Weaver is almost 90.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
MPX was showing that off to me, and I'm
That's
like,
correct.
Well, I finished off Zoe's like 150 deliveries. And I only need 3 more weeks of doing that with Articar to get his title.
oh, right.
Wait,
and
these titles. You mean they're titles that you achieve after you're done with getting them 5
you
stars?
get titles
Okay,
whenever
okay.
you complete certain quest chains.
and
lights.
or certain.
All right,
number
no.
of
Okay, you know how your custom delivery you get to 5-star like repertoire with them.
Yep.
After that, there is a series of other achievements of like deliver 60,
Yeah.
120, 150, or something like that. And at 150, you get a special title with them.
Oh.
Like with Zoe, it's Zoe's friend. With Minago, it's Nago's partner or associate. I forget which one it was.
something like that.
I know for Kurenai, it's partner, but for Articar, or however you pronounce his name,
Adelhard or something like that.
no, it's
Articar? I think it's Articar.
Adkira. Adkira.
Adkira. There we go.
yeah.
I was thinking someone else for some reason.
I didn't
Yes,
realize there was title achievements afterwards. I had not been paying attention to that at all.
Yeah,
I do the custom deliveries every week, but I didn't know there was something to achieve by it.
well, it's a long-term achievement since I'm pretty sure you have to do with like almost 30 some weeks on each one.
Yeah.
Most of the year. So.
Well, a good
Yeah, it
chunk
is.
of
It
time,
does definitely
essentially.
take time.
Been a while. Look, guys, look. I'm not skipping the cutscene.
Congratulations.
Yay!
You've done the bare minimum.
No, the bare minimum is
Sorry,
skipping the
that was
cutscene.
rude. No, you're not allowed to skip cutscenes. Skipping
The game
cutscenes
says I
is
can.
against the law. It's against the law.
I mean, we didn't let you do that during the main quest, so why should
No,
this be
and-
fine here?
Because, wow. See, how can I say this in a way that's not rude? This is not the main quest.
Greg, using your extensive knowledge of what you do. Oh, no, Greg! Greg!
Oh, this was. Oh, wait. Come on.
Now these quests will be part of my one quest a day.
Mr. Chupacabra? Oh, right. invite you. But I think the reason why they're getting the servers ready is because 6.2 is going to have that
Farming.
farming / garden.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
I think all of us are excited for that.
I'm cautiously excited because it could go great, but it
It could also
could
just simply be
like,
grind.
well, that's what I was gonna say. It could be like the one in 11, which is just an uncomfortable grind
Well,
for stuff that would be easier gained by actually just going in the world and getting it yourself.
in this
Or
case,
paying
from
somebody.
in this case, from what I understand of what they've released about it, it's going to be basically just. It's not going to be farming, but it's going to be like, oh, hey, look at this beautiful garden I've created because it's for the people that want to do the outside decorations for housing, but there isn't enough housing. But everybody gets a farm.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said a lot of words right there, but after you said "look at this stuff," the only thing I heard is "isn't it neat?"
Oh no! But
David, all I want is a place to call my own.
He wants.
never getting
He
one.
wants to be up there where they play all day in the sun, wandering
Well,
free.
I was trying to go a day to remember, but well
He
done.
wishes he could be part of that world.
But no, they've mentioned that the farm thing it's going to be made to be relaxing, not grinding. It is purely going to be like you decorate it how you want, the way
I
you
just want a
want.
house, David, just like every millennial.
Well, that's the problem. Is other people ruined it for you.
You know,
Just like with every other millennial, the other people were in the housing market for us.
Is he wearing less clothes? What the fuck is wrong with you, Godbert?
That's Godbert. Godbert is the
He doesn't
dude.
need clothes with
In
this
every-
manliness. There's no need for clothes.
Every scene changes wearing less articles of clothing. It's hilarious.
Actually, honestly, he's wearing more clothing than I would normally expect because he's wearing boots in deference to the snow.
Well, I mean, just within
And
this
gloves.
this
And
this
gloves.
quest, it comes less and less every time it appears.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Oh, hey, the gentlemanly zombies.
Okay, so I think I want to start by going to Routes at Han. Wait, is he wearing a corset?
Oh, Godbert? No, I don't think it is. I think it's just a type.
I think he's wearing something.
It's not a corset.
well,
though.
now he's wearing a
Or like a
halter
camisole?
top.
It might be considered a camisole. It could be called a small
primitive
shirt.
wife beater.
Ooh.
No, but we know Godbird is the
No,
perfect
Godbert's
husband.
definitely the beaten husband.
Yeah, Miss
Julian is
Vanderbilt.
definitely the more violent one of the
How do you
two.
even spell that? How do you spell camisole?
Camisole.
Yeah, Michael got to it faster
Take
than
all.
It's actually an easier word to spell than you think.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't think you can consider that. Looking at the Google search options,
Okay, open this.
it's a half shirt, if nothing else. But even that is not a complete description.
It's the 80s and people are wearing those ridiculous half-ripped shirt.
Oh, damn it, there's no inn here, is there? No, there's no inn at Routes at Han.
No, there
Like the
there is.
Barbarian Brothers.
There is?
There is.
What?
Do you
Where
know
the hell
where?
is the inn that Rod's it on?
The bar.
Oh.
The bar.
Oh, the bar?
The bar.
Does the bar
bar
actually
is the
count?
end?
Like they have a whatchamacallit in there?
They have somebody in there that you can talk to.
To rest.
To
No.
rest.
I'm saying like you have like a proper inn room.
I believe so.
You have like a dresser and everything.
I would think so.
It should. I mean, like every inn room is like that, as far as
I've never been.
seen.
I've never been. To
Yeah,
it.
but is the inn actually in the bar? It's like,
Okay.
Is it in the bar?
Okay. Well,
Because
let
I'm
me-
at the bar and I'm not seeing who I would talk to for it.
Okay, let me
okay.
go over that direction.
I talked to Merid, and Merid just gives me the option to play triple triad.
Okay,
Quick question: while we're trying to find his inn, does this guy's outfit appear as glamour anywhere?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I kind of dig it.
It might
I
be possible,
think it's
but I'm not sure.
the I think it's a modification of something.
I don't think you can actually rest here.
Okay, let me.
This storm is hitting my house pretty hard. I hope it doesn't knock out.
Okay,
the
there
power.
it goes.
If I disappear, you'll know why.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no. There's no NPC here for that.
I swear.
I
I mean, you can swear all you want, but that doesn't make it true.
Fuck!
How
about now?
Well, that is that.
And screw it, I'm just going to use my return and go to Gridania.
So you can
I got some
start
stuff to put in my
glamoring.
dresser.
Stuff to shove in the box.
And I have multiple outfits that need new shoes. Now that I have high tops.
Well, I'm going to continue doing the quest and get ahead of everybody.
Are we? So do you want to do that instead of going to Eden?
Well, no, I'll continue doing the quest until we start doing Eden.
Oh, because we're still waiting for Fit Test, huh?
Yeah, he's doing glamour.
I gotta
stuff.
do glamour stuff. I have endgame stuff to do. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's all good.
I have time-sensitive, incredibly important endgame stuff to do.
It's all good.
He has to
When
do
you're-
the proper endgame.
When you are ready, good.
Glamour.
Yep.
Glamour, the real endgame.
Well, this is an easy thing.
Nope, I'm not gonna look at. Oh no, I can't. Yes, leg. Examine leg.
Oof.
Oh, okay. There's that. Huh. Ratsudan does not have an inn.
Arb.
That's what I was saying.
I thought they had stated that they had put the inn in.
Obviously, maybe they are going to put the inn in, but they have not put the inn in
Yeah.
Razahan.
Okay, I'm just going through the wiki, and all the other major cities and such with inns that we know of have an icon that goes along with it. That icon does not show up for any of the locations in Ratsatan. So I don't think there is an inn.
There is no
Okay.
inn in Razahan.
In.
There's
In,
no
in,
need
in,
for an inn in Ratsatan.
Hey, Tess,
Because
where's
it's
my
overcrowded.
avatar reference?
Your avatar reference?
Yeah, that you were setting up
I
an
don't
avatar
see
reference
you.
there.
I
You're
don't
not
see
blue
you.
enough.
Avatar: The Last Airbender reference.
Oh well, I don't know. I don't know Atla well enough to make an avatar make that reference.
So you're doing like, oh, really? Oh, okay. It sounded like you were saying like there is no war in Bossing, so kind of thing. That might be
Oh.
what
There
you're
is no
familiar with.
inn in Rodzatan.
There is no inn in Busing Say. Is that better?
Yep. We forced it, but it was okay. Timers, estate.
Yes.
Speaking of wanting to place to call my own, damn it, I lost another lottery.
How many lotteries have you lost?
Like 4 or 5.
Wow.
Oh, because, yeah, the numbers are against me.
Damn it, that tracks. I can't wear the hack that goes with that new set.
Because of ears?
Because of Bun.
One day it will be fixed.
Yeah.
And the way it will be fixed is that they
One
just tear
day
your ears off.
more.
I really am looking forward to that farming thing because it rubs me the wrong way that Warrior of Light does not have a place to fucking live.
I think that's
He's
why
an
he's getting a
adventurer.
farm.
And he spent
Well-
like the past few years adventuring.
Yes, but in a world of teleporters, you can have a place that's your own, and you teleport to work. It's what we all would want if it was a reality.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong.
Well, you would probably have the same sort of issue going on right now with people in offices. No, office space.
You don't need an office. You can do everything remote.
Well, it's more of the fact that they're trying to get people back into the offices because their offices are expensive investments and prestigious because they are in big locations like New York.
Having an identity crisis and not having people to manage. No, they need me to manage them. They can't possibly get the work done on their own.
I forget the entire details of it, but there's a lot of like taxes, things like that, other
Are still
nonsense.
Are people still hanging out at Radzahan?
No,
I'm still in Radzahan.
I left to go.
I
look
need
at my
to show
house.
off my new,
Ishgard.
I need to show off my new fit.
I'll be there.
I am right next to Kama.
I'm warping into the main Etherite right now.
Damn it! I guess I missed out on this one.
Wearing it
It'll
as
be
a
more-
paladin gives me some serious World Ends With You vibes.
But you're not wearing any badges.
You'll understand when you see the fit.
Yeah.
Granted, obviously, to be truly World Ends With You, I need to make it a lot more colorful. But
Yeah.
that can be done another day. Right now, it's just pure black, and that's good enough for me for now. Oh, I also just realized I'm in Radzahan 2. That's probably a problem, isn't it? Let me just do this. Let me just make this official. Start the invites, because we're doing stuff together eventually anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are both in one. Give me a second to swap.
Okay. I'll head to the plaza.
$500 gil? That's highway robbery.
I'm conflicted.
Are you?
It may be just the color scheme, but it doesn't look right.
I think the color scheme works, but I have to say I'm not sure about the pants. You know, honestly, the pants are fine. The only thing is the drawstring up front.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the freaking the band, the drawstring?
Yeah, it's the drawstring. I think everything else about it is perfect, but the drawstring.
I mean,
is a
if the
little distracting.
drawstring wasn't there, I'd probably say it looks a bit better.
That is a cool jacket, though.
I also like the detail on the back of the jacket.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the vibe of everything. Just that drawstring feels like, I don't know. Then again, I'm not a sweatpants person IRL either, so I don't know.
I
I
used
know-
to like sweatpants, but now I'm like, ugh.
I mean, functionally they're great. It's the people that are doing it as part of their drip is what I'm just not on board for.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they're not
Yeah.
wet pants. They just happen to have that type of waistband for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at them, they're definitely more like a cargo.
Right. You're right.
In fact, I think they're actually described as straight cargo.
It's just
Yeah,
the-
straight
those-
cargo trousers.
it's just that the drawstrings to me scream sweatpant, even though
Yeah.
everything else about it isn't.
Yeah, I mean that's fair because the only thing I ever really see drawstrings like that on are like basketball shorts and sweatpants. So
Otherwise, everything else about your drip is good, man. It looks great.
Yeah.
In fact, from behind, it looks awesome. It's only when the drawstring is in focus. It draws
well,
away from you.
stop looking at my unmentionables then.
Stop looking at the nether regions, Eddie.
Yeah, stop looking at my no square.
Don't touch me
If
there.
it bothers you
My-
so much, don't look at it.
No square. No,
I see I now have
look
a
at
rival.
Congo here. Congo's got simple elegance all over it.
Kind
You're
of.
winning. You're winning.
Yeah, but as I described, this is like basic bitch level of like glamour.
Honestly, I'm liking it. I might have to steal it.
And I'm
Just
not
because
doing anything.
I'm having trouble with my Sage glamour. I'm just not feeling it. I've just now converted back to this for Sage. And I'm gonna see if it feels better, but I don't know. I can't settle on a Sage.
I mean, for me, a healer look always has to have kind of like a clean elegance to it. And then, of course, delicious danger popsicles.
Yes.
Blue raspberry.
I like your outfit, but I just don't think I can pull it off my size. It just doesn't look the same.
I mean, like, I kind of want to get, like, the rest of the, stuff from the near raids, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice.
Well-
I feel like some of it might be doable. It's just that's hard to get now. Well, not
Well,
hard.
that's
it just
because
takes a lot of
everybody's
commitment.
grabbing the near stuff for Amelians.
It takes a lot of commitment.
Yeah, but that's only the first raid.
I'm gonna switch back to the other one.
So, who wants to do what?
I mean, I'm not really that picky. I'm kind of down to do whatever, I guess. I mean, I really want. I actually would like to do Hildebrand if you guys wanted to just run that and see. Well, but we're probably not gonna have access to the first dungeon yet. Is the only problem with that.
Yeah, it's going to be like a while.
Yeah, we're gonna have the first part where it's like the setup, and possibly the first unlock of the relic weapon.
I mean, I have a lot of catching up to do.
But I was asking, like, do we want to at least do the first 4 battles of
Eden.
just so Eddie can get a taste of it? Or at
I
least
mean,
the
we
first.
definitely could. Also, why are we 3 tanks and a healer?
I mean, I'm just showing off.
So we can do the most amount of safety for the healer.
Take me,
Not
senpais.
enough DPS.
Actually, what would be really funny is if we were all 4 different brands of healer, or all 4 different brands of tank. I mean,
The only one who
only person with a warrior other than you is me.
and I'm not sure if it's high enough.
my warrior's 90.
That's what I'm talking is.
Is
Oops,
the
tanks.
90 warrior gear literally just simply the 50
Yeah, it's just a slight
Here,
recolor.
again? Literally, let me just switch here. Where is my warrior? Did I delete it accidentally?
I really hope not.
It looks like I have.
Well, equip
sorry,
an axe and then equip
overwrote it.
the optimized.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, it's small clothes.
Oh
Okay,
my.
wrong hatchet.
Look away, Eddie.
Oh my.
Eddie's the perv.
I'm not looking away.
No, Eddie.
I mean, I do actually have the 50 gear, or like 45 blue gear. Still on me, I think. Oh, I also need to equip that. Because that doesn't count if I don't put it on.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, my helmet is invisible, but it does look like much like yours.
Where is it? There it is.
I probably need to find all my black mage stuff and then stuff it in the drawer, but
Yeah, it looks like it is pretty much just palette swap with some minor embellishments.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
missing the actual chest piece.
Well,
Well,
if
I'm
you
also
look
a
at the
bud.
comparison, there's like
Most of my outfits
they're
are missing
just-
the chest piece.
But if you compare the two, it's like they literally look like just simply slight modifications of the same sort of theme.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't like Warrior's Axe. That feels like at least the 50 axe. That feels weird.
Well, that's actually the Magitech.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that it's like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
like,
You mean Congos?
yeah, Congos.
Looks pretty decent to me. Kind of dig it.
I mean, when compared to
Anyway.
like. Okay, so who wants to do what?
Well, apparently, Baron would like to make us some potions.
Get to it, potion maker. Give me your strongest potions.
Alchemist, I'm
Is that your
training.
new blue mage? Nope.
Nope.
Nope, he's potion making too.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Eddie's Clown World now.
No! It's Boo Boo the Fool!
Because Blue Mage is a clown.
Are you
Blue Mage
sure?
is a fucking badass.
Blue Mage is a luchador, Eddie.
Blue
Blue
mage
mage is
is
luchador.
what happens when wrestling is real.
The Blue Mage is what happens when WWE gets access to magic.
Yes.
When you actually have your necromancer risen people actually have been risen from the dead. When they are actually descendants of sun gods. Anyway,
Okay. So, I can be tank. Or I could be deeps.
I always go last because I can fill. I've got all 3 roles, as
And
always.
I'm leaving it up. I'm asking what you want to do, Eddie, and what you want to do. MPX.
MPX. Yeah.
I will submit to DPS this time.
Okay. Heals.
Unfortunately,
tank,
I don't have.
because it has to be 80.
Yeah, I know. I'll stay with deeps.
Okay. I will do tank then. Because if we have 2 deeps, I can't heal right now.
Yep, if we have 2 deeps, Sanger therefore has to tank, and I therefore have to heal. Let me go ahead and swap glamours, though. I don't feel like that one today. I feel like that one today.
Mm-hmm.
With my new shoes. I really do need to dye those shoes, though. Alright, so what were we doing?
Eden.
Eden?
Eden.
First
Alright,
thing
does
we
everyone already have the first one unlocked?
did. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Eden's Gate Resurrection is ready for me.
You don't have to ask me, Michael. I'm already in the second.
Yeah,
tier.
no, you're past me, so I don't have to ask you. Alright, everyone ready?
Should be.
Let's do this.
Alright, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1.
And the commence.
Commence!
The bludgeoning.
We're going to beat the shit out of Eddie's dream.
We are?
Yes. Quite literally.
3-minute long summon cutscenes.
Yes!
Oh, straight to a boss fight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's... Eden is just, fight the boss, exit, fight the boss, exit. It's one of those, again.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like Omega. It's like
Yeah. Kind of like Alex, except Alex had a little bit of trash pull.
Yeah, Alex. Well, Alex was almost from an entirely different design phase. Oh, right.
Yeah, Spear of Paradise. Was that the Tank Buster?
I sure as hell hope
hope
not,
so.
because that's really depressing if so. No way in hell that was the Tank Buster then.
That wasn't the Tank Buster. That was...
Oh god, split it!
Yeah, stay away from everybody. And now, get in. Vice and Virtue. I forget this one. Oh, right, it's beams.
Oh, maybe that was the Tank Buster and you just had enough shielding that you didn't care.
Ah! Get behind him! Get behind him! Get behind him! Get behind him!
Get on his
behind
butt,
him!
get on his butt, get on his butt, get on his butt.
Okay, we're clear.
Oh.
Eddie! Stop!
Why didn't you stop?
Because I'm the tank!
Yeah, it's the tank's job to move their danger away from everyone else. It's your job to let them. Oh, that doesn't look fun. That looks like Line Blast. Oh god, get behind him!
Shit.
Shit, shit, shit.
Ow.
Yeah, I got
That's
you.
why I touched the edge.
Yeah, don't ever do that.
Well, I was trying to maneuver around, so
Sounds like a great excuse.
it is a great excuse. Okay, I have no idea what that is, but I don't trust it.
Yeah, no, that sounds painful. Oh!
It's
Hello,
this
Battlefield
one!
King.
It's this one! We get a...
Jesus.
Look! Everybody, I think went to this way. Oh, I hate this. Somebody's gonna have to tank the other way.
Very well.
Because
looks
we
like
can't
it's
have
me.
them next to each other.
Or Baron, one of the two, I don't care. Preferably Baron, actually, now that I think about it.
Sorry, I'm trying to DPS this down as fast as possible.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah.
Now we switch to the other one.
The reason why is that if they're close to... Also, look below us!
Here! Hello!
We're going to
Oh, damn
die.
it. No, we're not.
The big laser.
He's firing it.
Okay.
Hey, that's the planet.
Hey,
Planet.
look! Oh, no.
Oh, that's why it has no features. It's the first.
Huh.
This should look very familiar, Eddie.
Beautiful. They survived this.
Yeah. Of course we do. We're heroes. That's what we do. Double cannon.
Aim them not in the direction.
Oh, that's a spear. That's a spear, that is.
After all that, he's only at 52.
Oh, get by his butt.
Get on his butt. Butt.
Hold on to
Get
its butt.
on it. Let's do it. No, wrong song. Delta attack. Dimensional shift.
This is going to be dodge the bullets.
You have dodge the everything. And try and make your way towards wherever he decides to jump.
Okay, I got lucky. It's over me.
Were you all fall in line for it?
It's honestly surprising that we haven't actually biked yet.
I mean, is it though?
Maybe?
We do have.
This
one
is
of the
only
best healers
10
on the
levels
server.
below. It's not like...
In.
Sure dig the music.
Well, you should also recognize where it's from, Eddie.
Kingdom Hearts.
Should be from 8, if you think about it.
Making fun of the
Oh,
fact
here
that
comes the Tank Buster.
David's asking like I should be anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. On the butt. Touch the butt.
David
Oh, hey,
Blair,
do I have
go!
Fuck that,
And
no!
We win all the things.
Have fun with those!
Yep.
They're used to exchange for armor pieces. I'm not sure if you want any of them.
I don't remember that being a particularly pretty set, in my opinion, but
I mean,
you know, different strokes, different folks.
yeah.
So much potential junk. This film scares me. Where would we even go to check if it's worth having?
This would be in
Yolmore.
Crystarium?
Yulmore.
Yolmore.
Yulmore.
Gotcha. This music I like. This is very nostalgic music for me.
Well,
Dun, dun, dun.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and finish wrapping up. I never did complete Tequila Under Distant Skies, so I'm gonna wrap that up real quick.
I'll join you because I need to do that as well. Because if I think about it, that's probably going to lead into the quest line. Because I mentioned that it's going. I think they mentioned that Omega is going to be required now. For
Cool.
Oh, so
So-
that was good for us?
yes, I believe.
Yay, we did the thing that's good.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because Omega and the Omicron are linked.
Yeah,
Pretty directly.
and it's it's a way to basically get people to play older content for newer players. Is like, oh, in order to do blah 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 at endgame, I have to do this earlier stuff that I skipped over. Oh. Because, like, the only other people that be doing the older stuff is the people that are doing stuff for Glamour.
Well,
Yeah.
there's also people just simply doing it for the weekly pose and things like that. But, well,
Yeah.
maybe not for the raids.
You know, I've heard that Glamour's the real endgame.
But no, this was probably one of the things that you had told me that's like I mentioned, and you're like, oh, Eden.
Alert. Rin, tell us what's going on.
Gunhammer.
Being attacked. What is it? Ooh, we're gonna split the party. Don't split the party, guys. That's not good.
Always split the party.
More EXP for all of us.
I don't think XP boosting works like that.
You just throw on the XP share and you're fine.
We're not Pokemon, Eddie.
I mean,
I don't know.
Okay, 3 of the
Technically, we are
pointless aren't
Pokemon from the
Pokemon,
view of
Eddie.
the ancients. Sorry.
alright, I think I'm ready for the next one. I have assumed the position.
Well, Michael's not ready because he's in cutscene land.
I am in
Okay.
cutscene land. That is an accurate statement of fact.
Okay. You're welcome to stay there. Be comfortable. Oh, it won't let me teleport from in here. That's interesting. I have to exit. Return to camp. So in the meantime, I'll go finish another fate.
Or continue with a Hildebrand quest?
No, I'm gonna do something
This
productive.
cutscene's almost over. It's not going to require that much time.
Mm-hmm. And if he
In
gets
fact, it's
lucky, he
literally
might find
ending
some
right now, I
people,
think. Oh, never mind. It's a 2-parter.
Oh, okay.
Descent is now available.
Save me, Chocobo buddy. Save me.
I mean, that was easier than the Suzaku Extreme.
Yeah, but then again, like, the extremes are meant to be taken on as 8-mans, whereas
I mean,
Right,
so
this
are these,
content was
but
also
these were
meant for
also-
8 men.
yeah,
Yeah.
Difference is I think is that that's a lot more complex.
Yeah,
Hell's
Suzaku was
Pure Extreme.
definitely much more mechanics heavy than just straight up fight. A straight up fight, we have the advantage. I think it's mechanics that can really tear us apart if we're not ready for them.
especially mechanics that require 2 tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, we did manage to push through on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, how badly was Eddie tanking?
He did a pretty damn good job of holding aggro.
Yay! Another fate down. Next victim. I have arrived to do damage. Sow the seeds of chaos.
Tiny.
More turtles. Give me more turtles.
Why are there onion ninjas in these cutscenes?
I have bitten off more than I can chew. Ah! Victory is mine. Bring it on. Bring me more. Wishes granted. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, nope. That stung in the end.
I did not expect this cutscene to be this long.
Yeah, this is kind of long.
Fear not, my brethren. I will tame the insanity while I wait.
The Adventures of Alpha and Omega.
Do-do-do-do-do. That reminds me, I haven't done those follow-up quests with Alpha yet.
You should, because it's... Oh,
It's adorable. It's fucking
It's-
adorable.
It's adorbs.
And don't you fucking dare skip the cutscenes.
I won't. Alpha deserves more than that.
Oh, Fiend.
Go, little
Alpha
buddies.
got his own Fiend.
Well, I think it's actually from the Chocobo dungeons. Because Alpha
There's
himself
still
is...
a turn in, but there's probably a cutscene attached to that, so I'll hold off on that.
I'm gonna hold off as soon as the cutscene ends, but holy crap. Nero, don't you dare!
Yeah.
You left the bill with Sid. You have no right to try and watch over them.
Hey. Spoilers.
Are we talking about the initial quest line afterwards, or is there like further quests?
The follow-up quest from Alpha.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm confused about.
Like, it's just a small little quest line that ties everything together, and...
Mm-hmm.
For the fun.
That's actually kind of cool. Someone in my free company just said they found a Dark Knight named Sigourney Cleaver.
Yes. Yes.
I approve the name!
I'm very much okay with that. That's kind of cool.
Give that player everything. All the things.
Anyway,
Big and
are we
small.
ready for the next part?
You're kind of waiting on me.
I am. I was gonna say, yeah. We're waiting on. We're waiting on Asher to finish his cutscene.
We're waiting for that Omega to finish his alpha quest.
First, he's got to watch the. First, he's got to watch the Adventures of Alpha and Omega
Oh,
Yeah.
on Netflix.
exclusively.
No. Thankfully, it's not live
I could
action.
see them. I could see them doing a cute, like a cute little buddy cop series. I would 100% watch it.
I
Alpha
think
plays the grizzled veteran.
Really, you think Alpha would be the grizzled veteran? I feel like Omega should be the grizzled veteran.
Yeah, but that's not really Omega.
Okay. Out of the cutscene. Not doing the next one.
Yeah, no, we're holding off on that. Is everyone ready?
As much as I'll ever be.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm okay with being teleported out of this fate. I won't lose sleep over it.
Okay.
Quick question, Eddie. Is the stream okay on your end?
Yeah, because I'm getting loading on mine.
I'm getting loading on mine.
It's red on mine.
Okay.
So we're about
What
to,
are you looking at percentage-wise?
4%.
Steady or climbing?
Currently climbing, but not at an accelerator rate. The percentage is holding at 4%. Now 4%.
Okay, stream's back on my
Okay,
end.
we should be good then. All right, time for Eden's Gate Decent. Yes, I know it's descent. I said decent.
I mean, that's a decent pun, if you ask me.
Oh, right. This is the one where it's like, bonk, bonk. The left, to the right, the right. Now
Easy,
Doesn't that sound real
slide.
smooth?
Now slide.
Ready.
And look who we're standing on once you're out of the cutscene.
Void Walker. That's really cool looking.
It has a doll! I'm gonna smack the doll.
I forget if this Void Walker is Final Fantasy related, but it looks really
It
freaking
is. It's not what you'd expect it to be.
neat. I really dig these
Oh, right! Okay, yeah.
I forgot about that, yeah. Fuck, which way are you facing? I can't fucking tell! I couldn't tell because I was in it. Fucking hate being blind. Oh, unstack.
Stack.
Up.
So this guy says our fate is sealed. I don't think I don't think he knows who we are.
Oh shit, this is the time shenanigans.
I'm shenanigans.
Don't move in, don't move in. Wait until the spell resolves.
Yeah.
Okay, move in, stay in for now. It's not going to resolve right away, so just stay stacked until it does. 3, 2, 1. Resolution now. Okay, this is where it starts getting complicated.
And if I
I'm trying
remember
to see
correctly,
which one's gonna be first. I'm trying to see which one's first. Don't move in yet. I think it's out then in. Yeah, it's out then in.
fuck it.
Move in now.
Nope, it hit.
Oh, did I have the timing wrong? Was it in then out?
It was everybody. It was at the same time.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Ah, right,
Oh.
this one. Everybody, get to this side.
You don't get knocked off from the handy. Oh, I can see that one. Watch out for their running, and also don't get knocked off. That's an in, I believe. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Okay, there's gonna be 4 runners. Shadow Flame. Okay, so Shadow Flame is 1 random target. Good to remember. Oh, no, never mind. Don't do that. Don't go in the columns. Unless you are.
Bring
No, you are.
it
Go in
in.
the column.
Yeah, get in the column and then. I think this is the one you were thinking about outside in.
Except is it? No, it's inside out. It's inside out. It's inside out. No, don't.
Okay, now.
Now run out. There's a hand. Okay, there's column. Oh, look away from Congo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't
I was
do
about
anything
to go,
about
like,
it.
there's a death. There's one that causes instant death, and it's put on one person.
Look away from Baron.
Don't look. It's like, look away from Baron.
Oh wait, that's a delay. I'm watching the counter. Watching for a counter. Watch out for the guys. It's still pending. Oh, here it comes. 3. Now, okay, stay looking away from Baron. Perfect.
Reminds me of that scene from Journey to... No. Atlantis. Just called Atlantis. Or Journey to Atlantis. The Disney movie.
Lost Empire.
Yes, thank you. That part where he's
Incoming.
like, don't move, don't breathe, don't think. Oh, that's on me!
It's a timer. It's a spell in waiting. As long as it's the only one, it's okay. Oh god. We need to be gridding those columns. And I know I don't have much to say because I missed mine. I missed it too, but...
Wait, are those columns supposed to people get in them?
Yeah, we're supposed to block them.
Oh, then I'm... Yeah, that was my fault.
In
I-
first.
Okay.
Now split. And back in for healing. And one random person gets lucky enough to get picked. Oh no, it's more than one. The guillotine path. More Nixes. And a hand. And into him. And more Nixes. Look away from Baron. Baron's got cooties, don't look at him.
Don't look at me, I'm hideous. There.
Get back into the groove.
Spell and waiting coming, hand coming. Columns after hand.
Ah!
Cancel that spell at least. Okay, we did better on that. We did better on that. Congo. Get your ass up. Thankfully, I think you don't have to worry about that one. Stay separate. Gather up for some heals. Watch out for hand. Watch out for bad touch.
Oh. Almost.
In. Almost. Oh god, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm atrocious.
Screw it. Nope. None of that.
Oh, you dropped him.
Sorry about that. Some of the things ended up just simply getting delayed on my side.
It's okay.
No worries, man. It happens.
Yeah, that's why I was making the whole, like, slide to the left. Slide to the left.
Well, it was a thing of like every so often I would get this just lag spike or like delay,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't quite tell what was going to go on and such. Like every so often I was trying to just simply twist my abilities and it was like delay and it's like couldn't tell whether they were being inputted correctly even.
I finally have wind up alpha. $73 million years late. I finally have wind up alpha.
Finally. Well, time for me to grab it, too.
Somebody won't let me.
And there's Alpha Savage.
Who are you?
Oh, they give me a new person to play cards with.
Jesse?
Hello. Give me a card, please. No, random ironworks my hand.
Man.
Yeah, he has 3 different things. I believe he has
I
Omega.
have one of them.
Mhm.
He has Shinryu, which I already have, and then Omega would be cool.
And I think Alpha.
I'm gonna try Silence in case he gives me Ascension. Nope, Fallen Ace Plus. Okay. I don't have anything that can break that. No, damn it, that's not what I was trying to play.
Oh no.
Oh, that's concerning. Fallen Ace Sane.
Also, how's the stream on your end again?
It's
I'm
looking
agreeing now,
okay.
this yeah. Just our typical hiccup.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks fine for me.
Wish I can explain why it happens.
The universe hates us, that's why.
That universe is so judgy.
That's kind of sweet, Omega. If creepy.
Oh, damn it, I didn't see that this was reversed. God damn it.
Oh no, the worst.
Reverse is actually perfectly fine as long as I'm, planning for it. Because I actually have a reverse deck built. Literally called Uno Reverse.
Uno reverse.
Draw 4.
No, you draw 5.
Hmm. How do we get tones? From like the savages?
What do you mean?
I was just looking at like the Omega Parts Exchange and looking at the data log stuff. And it's like I looked at the Omega Fire and it's like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. And it's like AlphaScape data log in their books. How do you get those? Just defeating them?
Oh, those are actually the drops from Savage.
Okay.
Okay, I just got screwed on this one. Freaking roulette rules. I went in with my Scion deck, Dissension.
Of course.
Screw this, I'm just going in with basic bitch. I'm not gonna bother anymore. Right. Zidane captures Alpha. Target captures Shinryu. The Griffin's worthless right now. Oh, that's bullshit.
Oh.
I break my fast on primals.
I got swapped Ascension, and it swapped my Zidane for a basic Chocobo.
Mhm. Yep.
Literally the worst possible swap.
My god, these guys are doing the Ghostbusters thing. How much of that was on purpose? So, hopefully this means we're gonna fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Don't think about him.
Yeah, this is Red from Facebook. Didn't know you streamed. Thanks, Peter Possum.
Hey, what's up? David, you're not familiar with Red.
Probably
GDC.
not.
Red, David is also from GDC, but hasn't been there hasn't been here
2 years.
for 2 years. I mean, I say like technically only one in-person GDC. That's the long story short. Okay, Ghostbuster quotes. Stay puffed. That's what I was looking up.
Okay. Well, with that done, I'm going to go do something at a place known as the Place of Crystals.
Crystarium?
You
What is
could
that?
say it that way.
Does the place actually have crystals in the Crystarium?
I mean, it's made out of crystals.
Guys, okay, here we go. I tried to think of the most harmless thing, something I loved from my childhood, something that could never ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
Oh! I forgot we get to do this shenanigans.
Who now? What now? What are you talking about?
You will find out soon.
Soon as in, you're talking about Eden?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't
I don't
sure.
know what it is, but that laugh is making me nervous.
Yeah, it makes me very nervous.
I mean, if it's Eden, I should know what it is, but it's still making me nervous.
Anyway, ready.
But dang.
Oh, right, we're still doing stuff. I'm in the middle of a card game. As soon as I'm done, I will queue us up.
I'm gonna go to Ilmore and see about these item exchanges, see if it's worth it. Because I don't know, I'm not convinced.
All right, I'm out of the card game. Everyone's ready?
As I'll ever be.
Time to get
Everyone-
inundated?
Then never mind. Never mind.
Alright, we're gonna be doing fun time.
Here we go.
Be ready to fall.
So are we not fighting a Stay Puft Marshmallow?
No! We are going against
No, we're fighting
Leviathan.
double Leviathan.
What? I thought the quest line was we're gonna fight something that we summoned ourselves.
Yes!
Yes.
We summoned Leviathan.
This is what we chose?
Yes!
Yes. Our memories are a bit hazy,
This is
unfortunately.
what you specifically chose. You in particular.
Then my character's an idiot. This is like the worst boss. The only one I can think of worse is Bismarck.
Oh, that's next.
Damn it. Alright, here we go.
Tidal Roar.
Okay, Tidal Roar is standard AoE damage.
Rip
Is it high
Current.
stakes?
Oh,
That was.
That
I
was a fun
remember
little
Rip
beam.
Current being the Tank Buster.
oh, that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah!
Now.
it.
Oh.
We done it.
Drenching Pulse.
Oh, sheet.
Run,
oh, sheet, oh,
run,
sheet, oh,
run.
sheet, oh, sheet, oh, sheet. Okay.
Run, don't walk.
Tidal Roar.
Tidal Roar. Rip Current.
Rip Current.
Your shields were really good on that one. I didn't think it did much damage to us.
Well, what do you want? I'm the best healer in the game. I'm the best healer on the server.
You're the best healer here.
I mean, that is also accurate. Because I'm the only healer here.
Ah!
Oh!
Forgot about that.
Yeah, so did I!
In.
Hi, everybody!
We can do some resin.
Preferably
Well,
the
tank comes
first. Thank you.
Always.
Alright, we'll get the backup.
Oh god.
Stack.
It.
I will shield it as well.
Okay.
Run.
No, run! Ah. Okay, I think we... Situation normal again.
Okay, what was the attack that caused... Wait, tsunami?
Oh, jeez. This is familiar in all the worst ways.
Oh boy. I'm standing.
Everyone get ready.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like
That
that.
was beautiful. That was beautiful placement. Beautiful.
It's like, oh, I'm in the middle of it. Eddie, don't move around. I'm
Don't
standing in
move,
the middle
no,
of here.
god damn it.
Okay.
Oh god, stand near-ish the edge. You can't get knocked off, but we can. Perfect. Tidal Roar.
Okay, is that the attack that removes
No.
the sides? Okay.
Tidal.
It's when both of his mouths are glowing on a channel.
Okay.
Maelstrom. That my brain says that's a nasty one. I don't remember it
Oh,
that well.
Maelstrom is the weird expanding ones. Also, beware
Oh,
the blue
right,
portals.
right.
Ah.
We're thinking with
I forgot
portals
about that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I did forget about that.
I mean, it's like, what do I remember of this?
Better
thing?
death?
Rip Current.
Oh no, that's your column.
Tidal Wave. Oh! Water! Everyone to this side! This side!
Shit, I forgot about that. Thank you.
And now everybody...
Undersea Quake! Outside, side.
Outsides.
Oh, this is freaky.
Oh no.
Get ready for
We're all on
corners.
one
I
side.
don't remember which ones though.
Ah!
Okay, everybody
back
up.
here, back here.
Everybody up. Up.
Or down.
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. Oh god, I forgot it swapped. We're doing good.
That's why I think it was a problem that we all stacked on one side.
Eh,
It's fine.
that's
It's
technically
completely
the actual
fine.
fight.
It actually gives me the ability to keep everyone healed in case of incidental damage. So
Yeah.
I'm 100% on board with it. Okay, Tidal Roar. He's throwing a lot of tantrums. Riv Current. Oh wait, don't want to be in line. Nice.
I somehow got missed.
I think you just barely got out of the line too. Same as me.
Well, I walked towards it.
Drenching Pulse.
Undersea Quake. Get to the center. Tsunami.
I feel like...
It's this one.
It's not bad. We're good. Oh
Okay.
Who is that? You.
I'm going up front.
Careful with your spacing. Oh god.
Going back.
Oh shit,
Get
shit.
front. Sorry about that.
I definitely did see my light flash before my eyes for a second. Thankfully on this one, swapping corners is simple.
Yeah, inside is easy.
Outside's a little tougher.
I tried to deflect that a little bit off to the side.
You did a good job deflecting it. It did barely got more than the corner. Okay, we're getting the full platform back in a sec.
Right. Home stretch.
We're doing good. Maelstrom. Does bonus damage.
Oh,
if you
Maelstrom
belong
is
to
this
Limsa.
one. Oh!
Okay, portal there.
Up and beware the bubbles.
Move the other portal. God damn it! You led me astray. Okay, he's back.
Pitch him off.
Tidal Roar. Let me refresh shields. And again, because they just got damaged. Tidal Wave, not bad, not bad. Get to this side, over here, over here, over here, over here. Well done. GG.
Crap. Well,
Enjoy your alien.
I forgot
stuff.
about using up second chances.
Oh,
Yeah.
second chance. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, feck. Oh, well.
Well, I managed to clear off a couple easy things, so it's like, eh.
I think you will like the next one, Eddie. Because guess who it is?
A
Nero.
list. No, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to fight if it's Nero.
Well,
Yeah, you would. You've done it
why
before.
would Nero be a primal?
That's a good point. That is fair.
I would summon Nero, the primal.
Nero the Primal.
Primal Nero. Hmm.
Yeah, but that's not what I meant to do. I just threw that game.
Well, I'm going to continue the Hildebrand quests.
I probably should start those.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Thanks, Thinkrid. Oh, like now you just slayed a primal, but now we need you.
Well, we summoned our own primal just to slay it. I think that primal was probably pretty pissed at us.
Its purpose was to get defeated by us. Because those primals are summoned with their purpose, remember?
Yes, but it's like, why do I live? To die. God damn it.
Yeah.
Really depressing.
So
when you
he's
put it that
royally
way.
pissed.
It's really depressing. when
What
you
do
put
you
it that
think the
way.
next primal is going to be, Eddie? Because we just summoned the water.
I guess it's got to be another element, right? If
Yeah.
a different version of your freight would be pretty fun.
Why would
Or
we
sh-
summon the fire?
No, we're summoning elements.
Yeah, but why would we summon
But what would follow
fire?
water?
Think biblically, Eddie.
What followed the flood is what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Dryness, so ground.
Earth.
Yeah,
God
There we
brought
go.
back the earth.
that was actually a clever biblical reference you just did, David. I'm actually impressed.
So guess what
I mean-
primal we're fighting next?
God, I forget Titan.
Midgard Stormer.
Titan, right? It's Titan.
It's Titan. We get to see Butt Crack Man. But he's not Butt Crack.
By the way, I don't remember some of the summons from actual 8. Was that Leviathan from 8?
No, that
No.
Leviathan is technically a corruption of your memory.
Yeah, but they could have
They
justified that.
They explained it in the cutscene. That
No, but I couldn't remember if if they took the design from that, because that didn't look like the one that we fought before. It was obviously different. looking.
I think they may have taken the color scheme from 8. Also the Voidwalker. Remember the first boss that you do on the mission? The one that you can steal Siren from? This is part
Huh? Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's Voidwalker. There was a mistranslation in the name.
Oh. Okay. No. No.
Wait, what?
If you looked
That-
at the chin, it had the same chin.
Oh, the flying creature.
Yeah, the Voidwalker.
Not the actual knight.
Yeah,
It's-
no, it's not Big and Wedge.
Yeah.
No. We fought the knight being carried by the bird-like creature, right? But the knight isn't.
The knight isn't it. The bird-like creature, the Voidwalker.
Okay, then yes. Now I follow. I was like, well, I don't remember that knight.
Yeah, no, not the knight. The knight is somebody else.
The knight is the knight. Batman.
I am the knight. I am Voidwalker. What? Roll credits. What?
Spider-Man?
Voidwalker?
Spider-Man.
No. This is Endwalker. You're in the wrong game.
That just gave me a horrible thought.
Oh.
What if you attached Ring Fit to try to play this game?
Oh God.
I think it's been done. I think it's, but why? Yeah. What do we
No, Eddie. I think Ring Fit has been done to Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3, but not this game.
And I
Yeah,
hope they call
but
it
the
Elden
idea
Ring.
is still the same.
3 would be worse.
It all depends on how they're playing, because if they're playing rather conservative, it wouldn't be all that bad. It just requires different timing. I'm just thinking in terms of how much, reaction, action, movement, Not to mention twinning abilities and such.
Landslides. The landslides.
Yes.
Yo, you're gonna love this fight.
The landslide will bring
What's a
us down.
kobold?
Again, why aren't we summoning the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? Good. I mean, no, never
Because
mind.
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man only has primal rule over Stay Puft Marshmallows.
But we can enrich the land with marshmallow.
Do you really want to live in a world of marshmallows?
The thing is that I don't have to live in that world.
But they do!
Yeah, they should be happy I'm restoring it to anything at all.
I
God.
think the only people that would enjoy it
Again,
are the Fae.
These are all people who have not given me a house, so fuck them.
There's no house in the
That
first.
line.
Why would you want to live in the empty?
That line. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted. But in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim?
I like this. I don't know who you're talking to, but I like them.
They're from the Hildebrand quest.
If that's the case, then I have
If you don't skip cutscenes, you'll meet him.
I now have respect for the Hildebrand quest.
Mr. Chupacabra!
I'm now I went from neutral to friendly with the Hildebrand quests.
That's unfortunate. I started it exalted.
Okay, ready.
Almost. I'm in
Ready.
cutscene land.
I'm currently in cutscene land.
Same here.
Okay.
Oh, hey!
How are you so fast at getting into cutscene line?
Because I'm doing new stuff.
Okay.
Oh?
Also, I think because they're not dealing with the aftermath of these encounters. We are.
Oh, they've
That
already gotten
wasn't-
through all the...
That was an evil smirk.
Yeah, something may have come back.
Gauntlets of early iniquity.
A strange man gesticulating in your general direction.
Oh.
I know who that is. Point to the gesticulating man and I'll find him.
This is where we would be able to. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. Gear exchange. Here we go.
You're miscreant. I regret
I
saying
am at
fight.
I'm at a cutscene land.
Give me a moment. I should be out soon, I think.
I'm moving to the location of the next one, but I'm not going to start it yet, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh no, they should have put him on a proper bed. This bed is so low I can step on it on accident.
Oh, I'm out of cutscene land, and I have
All
to go to Sullen. But that's for
I
later.
presume then that everyone is ready for Sepulture.
Almost. I'm trying to see where to use these pickups from all these Eden. These early iniquity stuff. I don't see where I can exchange them for anything.
Token exchange in Yulmore. Giant
He's
big
in
bar.
Yulmore.
Oh, but I have to go to the token exchange person?
Yes.
Yeah, the token
Because they're
exchange
tokens.
person.
They're tokens.
They're not
Eddie.
gear.
Not yet.
Is that the official name of the person? Token exchange? I guess it's script
That's
exchange.
the
Script
bracketed
exchange.
title under. No,
No?
the angled
Eddie,
title under.
why
the
are
movie
you at
token
the
exchange.
crafter? I'm looking at the stream. It's like you're at the crafter.
I think we're behind a lot.
Yeah.
No. I'm looking at all the vendors.
You're not looking at the
Okay.
right ones.
The big purple bar.
The one that has the big opening to the veranda.
Yeah,
They're
the
going to
bar
be
up
the one on the
veranda where
far
you do the
right.
tomes.
Yeah. They're going to be the vendor on the far right
Far right?
of that big purple bar.
So go up to the veranda. That's not a veranda.
So you know where the Tombstone Exchange is.
I think
They're going to be-
I think the stream is really far behind, actually.
Okay, going to refresh to see if it catches up because I feel like we're super delayed.
We are.
Okay. Yeah, no, Eddie. I'm looking at it. You're still doing the crafter stuff.
Okay, so
Well, that's again. We could be delayed.
No, I
No,
paused and reloaded.
I'm looking at the collectible appraiser. That's what I'm looking at right now.
No,
That's
not
wrong.
collectible.
Okay.
Not collectible.
Yeah. I get it. I'm just
Up
telling you where I
on
am.
the veranda.
I guess I don't know what a veranda is. I'm going up the stairs.
Okay.
Big open air area.
Okay.
Yes.
I see. I see what I'm looking for. Token exchange. Here goes. This is the person I need to talk
There
to.
you go.
Got it.
There you
That's
go.
who.
Okay. I am.
When I said token, I was being exact.
Yeah, when we said token exchange, we were actually referring to the person who has the title token exchange. I know it's confusing, but that's what we meant.
Okay.
Because collectible exchange is the crafter
Yeah.
stuff.
Is your stream changed, Eddie?
No, what do you mean?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, the stream looks is fine.
You're kind of low in the picture.
Yeah, I need to fix the camera. The camera's just got bent. Okay.
Because you banged.
I need-
Okay, I now see him going to the veranda.
Okay. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
there now
well,
on mine. So.
I refreshed. He's already there. He's going around talking to people.
System
Okay.
stop.
So now I know where I need to go next time. So I'm ready to do what we must.
You're ready to do what we
Also,
must?
isn't veranda Spanish?
I don't think
I
it
believe
is.
so.
Miranda.
Mhm.
Doesn't ring a bell for me. It's a Spanish word. Might be, but
Yeah, I mean, it could also be Italian from its
Could be.
construction.
Yeah, I mean, it's some Latin root. Although, if we were trying to pronounce it using like Spanish or Italian, would be veranda.
Well, we already pronounced it veranda.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be just veranda.
Any rate, is everyone now ready?
he's
In a
He
zone
is currently
transition,
trying
but
on
mostly.
things.
Ready.
Ready?
let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, man. I need
the
to get a
stream
different
is
camera for this.
12 seconds behind, I think.
12? Really?
Well, for me, after I
My
refreshed
stream-
it.
My stream is super.
Oh,
behind.
shit, it's this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Tank Boy.
No, it's go kart.
Goku.
Mixed
Go-kart,
master.
tank, whatever. Go Speed Racer Go. Let's break the speed
Yes.
record.
Especially with the soundtrack.
This one's gonna be fun because I remember most of it and I hate it.
Yes, same here.
Whose idea was
Voice
this
of Land, I
anyway?
think, is basic AoE. I believe it was yours.
Oh,
Evil Earth, stay off of the evil patches. It's gonna go in waves. So get ready to swap. Nice, well cleared. I think that's
Stone
Tank
pressure.
Buster.
oh, that's a compliment. You're stoned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tank
Crumbling
crumbling
down.
down.
Oh, that.
Oh, this one. This side. Follow me.
Get behind the safe one.
Now get away, I believe.
I believe so. I'm not sure where you took that from. Oh shit. Steve-ish. Okay, good.
Okay. This
Now he's gonna
is...
go kart, I think.
No, go kart.
This is not go kart. This is Punchmaster.
Am I the only one that remembered to go stand in front of him?
Yes.
I thought it was
reset.
a void front.
No, bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye bye bye.
You can't remember something you didn't know.
Yes.
Okay,
Indeed.
so... Okay, before we continue, if he's got it on his hands...
stand in front of him.
Yeah, on his hands, in front. If he's in go-kart mode, trust me, you'll
Get
see
out
it.
of front.
Out of front. But do not be on the side that is short. Be on the side that is big.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, for example, if he's on this row, you want to be all the way on the right. Or on this row, you want to be all the way on the left.
We'll see how that goes
If I
in
remember
practice.
correctly...
Basically, you don't want to be in his row or either of the adjacent rows. You want to be on the furthest row from him.
Gotcha.
If I remember correctly, he always does fists first.
That could be accurate. I'm not sure at this point.
Well, we'll find out.
Crumbling down. Okay, line of sight behind the safe one. From the bad one. No? Did I fuck that up? Maybe you have to line of
Maybe
sight
that's
him
a
from the safe
stream?
one. Maybe you have to line of sight him from using the safe one. Maybe that's what it was.
I was not ready
Anyway.
for that one.
Okay.
Fists, yes.
It's gonna be massive landslide. Yeah, this is massive landslide.
The thing I didn't want the most.
Now,
Stone Crusher, that's the Tank Buster again. Excuse me.
bomb boulders.
Bomb Boulder.
Oh!
Yay!
Okay. That one's going to get super big. You want
I
to
think here
technically...
is the safe. Voice of the Land. Geocrush.
Now it's going to be go-kart mode.
Yep, now he's go-kart.
So
So
this
over
side.
here,
Transformers.
on this row.
Th-
This row where I
Close
am.
to him.
Oh, god damn it. I thought it was far from him.
No, it's close to him because he pushes back.
God damn it.
Yeet. Self-yeet.
Learning.
Titan, 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 Titan.
Titan. Screaming.
Titan.
I clearly remember all of this fucking backwards. I swear, guys, I have done this fight before.
Oh, I can
It's
believe
been
it.
a while since I've done this fight.
Please.
And it was
been a
a
while.
Black Mage.
For one of these days, I'm gonna put "It's been a while" as a soundboard clip.
It's funnier when we do it our way.
I mean, it could could just be us, a recording of us.
Okay, which one's safe? This one's safe. I think try last sighting him using it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
line
the
of sight.
answer.
That works.
Line of sight him using the save point.
Always.
Okay, so this is gonna be fisty cuffs. And then get off the poop. Okay, now we're gonna get ready to go into go-kart mode.
No, not quite.
So we want to be on the blue on the long side.
Yes.
Oh wait, bomb boulders first. So whichever one he powers up, we want to be away from that side.
So we
So,
want to be
over
like right
is
here.
Good. Yeah, over here is a good. That or where he was standing are the two good spots. Voice of the land. Basic AoE, nothing special.
Aw, I think it's special.
Geo Crush.
Geo Crush. Geo.
Okay, now we're going go-kart mode. I don't remember if it's the first time he does it or if it's only later. But, okay, it is...
Ugh, okay, that was intimidating.
Later he will do multiple fault zones back to back. So you have to be ready to move fast. Earth and Fury, this is his ult. Shield should hold through this.
Stone Crusher. Bumbled
Okay,
up.
Bumboulder time. Okay, 369.
In this case, it's 3. You want to move
Over here. Run in once the center row goes off.
Yeah,
Ah,
Crap.
yeah, and
It's
avoid
alright.
that.
It's alright. We're doing pretty good. It's alright. Basically AoE.
Crumbling down.
Crumbling down was the pillars. Oh shit, we got Evil Earth at the same time.
Okay.
seismic wave.
That was fun.
Yep.
Was it?
Well, we're having fun, aren't we?
Are we?
Geo Crush.
That's
Hen!
good. Front beam. Front beam.
Get ready for front front.
And dodge out.
Further dodge.
Oh, I forgot about that one. And in.
And in. And side. And off.
And in.
beauty.
We are dancing.
Yes, we are. And off the P. Or onto
And
the
this
P.
side now.
Back to the side. You're ready to slide to the left.
Only one of us is a dancer.
I'm doing a good job, sir.
I may not be on dancer, but I'm still a dancer.
I'm more of a prancer.
I mean, like, I am technically the dance partner.
And it doesn't mean that you're dancing. I mean, what?
Takes 5 to tango.
Well,
Takes
who has
5?
the damage spark right now?
Okay.
Corners.
Okay, and then here. So this side is safe. Oh wait, right here is safest. Or will be for a minute. Oh god, I got exploded. I got
Same.
exploded. That
Voice
was
of
a
the
little
land.
bit trickier.
When did I get a? When did I get a popcorn?
I
hello.
think we all got exploded a little bit.
Ah, I got. Oh wait, no, that was it falling off. Yep.
Way to the land. The land is heavy. Crushing our tank. Like he was made of stone.
You don't crush and stew.
No, I said stone.
I think we
Go-kart
are
time?
getting cart. We are getting go-kart.
There's gonna be a double cart, so get ready to run back in.
Welcome to Mario Kart.
And across.
God, this weirds me out so much.
And one more.
And one more. And under
that's
him.
Nasty.
Perfect.
I think
We just about got him. We're past the hard
Yeah.
part.
unfortunately, I refreshed my popcorn, so.
Oh, well,
Oh, Fury,
Oh, fuck you.
Earth and Furry.
Fuck you, sir.
oof. Oof.
Paradise found in
We did it.
Now the real question is, how is this from my memories?
And okay,
I already have Eden Miner.
same here. So
I remember,
you
I
two
remember
can,
the.
you two can
I
fight over
One
that
of you-
minion.
One of you gets that minion.
As long as no one triple carts. Thanks for the Monster Hunter reference, Eric.
Well, if you
But,
haven't been paying attention, we
Titan's
were
triple
essentially
carding.
triple carding.
Yes, Titan was triple carting. He's breaking the hunter rules.
Are you casting need?
I'm needing, so I guess you are too.
Okay.
Yeah!
What did he get?
He got the minion.
But by like how much?
86. I rolled
86 versus 33.
Okay, respectable. But yeah, no, that's Eden. First section. I think I've barely started 2.
He never stood a chance against us. I mean, he did throw us off the cliff like 3 times, but he didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I've only got the first one, which is Fulmination. So I have.
I
like,
actually have not yet unlocked Fulmination. So after this cutscene, I'm gonna have to go do that.
yeah.
You know, what did this look like, Thancred?
This is not Titan. Titan wasn't this built.
He was built for tough.
Titan was built like a dump truck. This Titan was built like a fucking brick house.
I know you're saying brick house, but you're obviously missing the wheel vehicle stuff here, David.
Well, I can't say built blank tough because that's trademarked.
No, you're allowed to say it. We just can't make money off of it.
Yeah, we can't monetize saying it.
Only partial minionation.
Partial mination.
Partial mination.
Not fulmination. Partial mination. Also, I'm sorry, this line may be a minor spoiler, but I have to fucking say it because it's such a Michael line. Probably went to the first to become the Gentleman of Darkness, as you do.
Yes! I chose that one too.
Please tell me there's a Gentleman of Darkness title coming soon, because I will choose that.
I hope there is. I hope there is.
I will rock that title hard. Hardest Titan. Rin doesn't
That's
look like she's doing
disgusting,
well.
Eddie. That's
don't know what
royally disgusting.
I don't understand what you're talking about, David. Why does it have to be this way?
Oh no! Nashu's prepared her traditional quote unquote medicine.
The bomb!
The bomb!
The biggest bomb.
I mean, that is how you wake him up. Speak with Gaia, Norvan. Okay. Mordsuk! I'm headed to Mordsuk!
Wait, you're headed to Mordsuk?
Yeah, I have to unlock Eden 2-1.
Oh, right, okay.
Or finish unlocking. I started the quest, but I never finished it.
Wow, I like that they put in a line about refraining from speaking about the empty to avoid plot intersections that don't need to happen.
Well, the empty is basically just blighted land, and what you're doing is resetting.
Are we continuing up until 11?
Maybe only 10:30 today.
Okay.
I gotta get up super early tomorrow.
Hmm.
He says that as he contemplates whether he's going to go to bed any earlier, but I need to because I gotta take a bunch of trash out for bulk pickup, and I kind of want to do it before it gets too hot.
Oh, so like at 4 a.m.
I mean, there's a part of me that thinks I should wake up at 5 a.m. and get it over with, and then go back to sleep after I'm done. But
I mean, that would be the only way to guaranteed beat the heat. Because
Yeah.
by 9 a.m., it's already going to be roasting.
yeah, I mean, I just have to develop the will to get up at that hour. But it does help that again I won't have to be in the searing heat, so maybe that'll be enough to empower me to get up in the morning. It shouldn't honestly take me that long to throw out everything I need to throw out. All in all, I think I'll be done within an hour. The only question I have is that I told the HOA that I have some extra dirt from all the stuff I've been doing in my backyard, and I'm gonna use it to fill up some holes next to the pool. That's the only one that's the only real labor I gotta do tomorrow. The rest is just throwing out trash. And the chairs.
Why are you tossing out chairs?
Because they're old office chairs that I had no longer have a use for.
Oh, okay.
Don't have a place for them.
You no longer have an office?
I do, but I mean, my office can only handle one chair. I would have offered them to you when you were looking for chairs, but they were not within your specs.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm going to have to do this. It is time.
I mean, are you
For the
reading
most
or are you saying something?
gentlemanly?
I can't
Oh,
tell
no.
when you're narrating versus when you're actually saying something.
It is time for the mambo.
Oh,
David.
no.
Don't narrate.
Oh no. And he's still wearing that.
Listen, forget she's already attacked us once. Blame Nancy to leave. Oh, my fault's no good. I can't make up my mind. Ooh, I like that answer. There's not much we can do until she actually wakes up.
I mean, that is accurate. It's hard to get information from a sleeping person.
I mean, you can give vitals. That's information.
Mm.
When they're asleep?
Yeah, they're vitals. Yeah, their heart rate, breathing.
Okay, I clearly have misheard you.
That we can get information. That we can't get information. Like, sure we can. It just, in context, would not be the information we desire. Be aware, everybody, that David is reacting to nothing going on screen.
No, I'm reacting to my own thing, and it's funny as shit.
I mean, it's Medieval questline, so of course it's funny as shit.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh! We have the medicine! Which part are you looking at, Michael? Or what?
I'm about a minute to a minute and a half ahead of the stream.
Okay.
Guy just used a spell that your black mage would be very envious of.
Flare?
Petriflare?
No. Wait and see. It's bigger.
Okay. I'm watching the stream. Right now he's talking to Reen.
He's...
Yeah, after this conversation cutscene, I believe is where... Well, no, it's actually going to be further down than that. I'm wrong. It's probably about 3 minutes out then.
Okay.
Who said it? Why is he so warm?
Yes!
Did I click on the wrong NPC?
Spike.
Yes, I did.
Back to normal, I see. Okay, keeping an eye on the stream so far. Because I think I know what you're talking about, and I...
Peace. About the girl who brought back from the empty. She's finally woken up. Oh, yay. The
Yeah, the
knight-
person in the armor.
armored one is awake. Apparently she was in a coma this whole time, because God, how long has she been out?
Well, we kind of beat the shit out of her. And the fact that she was quite literally a doll.
Yeah. Oh, thank grid. Tankred's causing a scene, causing trouble. Well, we'll go save him, I guess.
I'm guessing it should be coming up soon.
Who is this person?
That's the person from the
Person in
armor.
question.
That's the person in the armor?
Yes!
If he's talking to her, then it's after. It's the next cutscene after this conversation.
Ah.
Jeez, I didn't think I'd simp for anybody but my guy, but I think that's about to change.
Admittedly, she's not big titty, but goth girlfriend is definitely on that label.
Sorry, Nero, you might be challenged here pretty soon.
Challenged. Accepted?
No, the only problem with Nero is that he would not fight for me. Which is also alluring in and of itself, but...
Why are you suggesting acoustic panels? Twitch.
This is turned. This is taking a turn, and I like it.
Yeah. Meet, Gaia.
I'm smitten. I'm trying to decide whether I want her to attack us or not. I'd be fine with either option.
I think your attack is a different way that...
Naked. I'm gonna bore her back to sleep. No, but I want to let my guard around her completely. Tancred, your advice is not at all helping. Yes, Gaia, I'm the hero of this world. I'm super strong. I'm level 90.
I'm the Warrior of Darkness! Oh, God, no.
Look how buff I am.
He looks like a sausage in any leotard.
I also said that I have kind friends, but apparently I can't use that.
Okay, paying very close attention. What are you giggling about now, Michael?
The options when the next primal's gonna be Remu, and he's like, and Remu's like, "You fought him, haven't you?" So my first option was he's half man, half beard, and another half beard for good measure.
God, yes. But it's such a majestic beard of all things.
It really is.
Oh, did they just reference pulling more creatures from the 13th? It seems like that's popped up a lot lately.
Well, it is a good point of like, this is the opposite of the 13th? Technically?
Yeah, it is because the 13th was swallowed by darkness. The first was swallowed by light. As far as we know, no one survived in the 13th, but I have my suspicions.
Well, given the fact that we've seen things surviving in the 13th, especially a man with big pauldrons.
Mm-hmm.
The Oracle of Darkness. That sounds like my new favorite punk band.
I'm still waiting for the spell that you're mentioning.
Well, they're still talking.
Talk. World's so full of purple. Oh.
I summon thus the Thunder God.
I summon Beard. What?
I summon glorious 12-foot beard in attack position.
No, what happens is that you try to summon Beard, but you end up summoning Bayonet instead.
That's hair, not beard.
Glorious hair.
Does David not know that beards are made of hair? Or am I just...
Yes, but all beard are made of hair, but not all hair are made of beard.
Given the fact that most of the time, the Lord of Levin is bald. And last I checked, Bayonetta does not have a beard, so...
Alright, I have unlocked Fulmination. Granted, in fairness, I was a little distracted. So I started by imagining a Thunder God, and then I went to TG Sid from Tactics. So if we have a powerful Holy Knight instead of a Thunder God, that's kind of my bad.
Okay, I think it's getting very close to spell time.
Spell time?
Michael said there's a spell that it's going to be cast that I'd love to have as a black mage.
Tancred, stop complaining. I want to be in your place.
It should be getting close, yes, but he is still talking
Yeah.
to everybody. It's after the meeting at the table breaks up.
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this should be after.
Tries to get away from me. Thancred, what did you do? What did you do, Thancred? No, that's not Thancred. I mean, pretty sure it's not Thancred.
Ugh.
Ooh. Gaia has powers.
Well,
We already established that.
This is the spell that I was talking about.
okay, here we go.
What did he do? What did he do? Oh. Didn't seem like it worked. Or maybe it did.
Give it a second.
Remember what spells they were using.
Oh, that's right.
Another one bites the dust.
Goddamn it, FPX!
What? Am I wrong?
You're not
And
wrong.
another one's gone. And another one's gone.
That was cool.
The delay is a little annoying between
Yeah.
activation and resolution, but you can't argue with the effect. Literally just fucking evaporated, no body left behind.
Admittedly, I feel like that's time magic.
I mean, yeah.
Which-
it's-
That
it
would
seems
be.
Which, if that's the case, that could be hinting at a future time mage, which would be fucking amazing.
Is that a thing anywhere else in Final Fantasy?
Yeah,
Tactics.
absolutely. Tactics.
I don't remember there being a time mage in Tactics. Maybe it's a class that didn't use it.
Olan was a time mage. Olan was a time mage. Well, no. Olan was something else. What was he? He was an astrologian.
Yeah.
But no, you actually did have a time mage job crystal.
And there is also Time Mage in 5. And they had access to things like Meteor, Haste, Regen.
I thought they were green. I thought it was just green mage in 5.
There's black, white, red, blue, time. And then we got...
It's later that they changed it into green. Never mind. It's 12 where it was green, not time.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of a green mage before. That sounds neat.
12, there's green magic.
Yeah, in 5 it's time magic. And they get access to some of the stuff that just... like haste, slow, stop. But their attack spells are Meteor and Comet.
Yeah.
Sounds super cool.
Which, honestly, it's actually kind of a waste. That time mage should get like regen and then get like decay as like a counter regen dot.
Oh yeah, that'd be neat.
Because both of those would be in that flavoring, controlling the time of the creature.
And why is it so purple?
Yeah,
do we
everybody.
want to push through one run of Fulmination tonight, or we want to just get the unlock and call it there?
We
Because
might
you've
have to
probably
stop
got
at the
another
unlock.
5-6 minutes of story.
Yeah, we might have to stop at the unlock.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, in that case, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go to the Crystarium
And continue the
and
quest line.
continue that quest line. Because I've got about 40 minutes until my stream, so I might as well use it.
I will say this: I like Gaia's design. I also like the fact that she is actually integral to whatever Eden is.
It's integral to my heart.
And we at least found somebody that you can simp for. That
About
isn't
time.
Hero.
What's awkward is to my brain, like if you were to think of the people of the first as like alternate reflections of people of Prime, I almost kind of think of her as a reflection of Yatsuyu, only with very very different life situations, causing her to be significantly less of a bitch.
Yeah.
I can
I
see
feel
that.
like
Al-
it's like
Although,
she definitely shares some stuff. So
yeah,
But
I
her
can see
appearance
that.
is very similar.
Though it's funny that I was not drawn at all to the potential previous incarnation.
well, Yotsuyu, they kind of painted her as being a big bitch.
And then Suyu was very much too childlike to be for anyone to simp for.
Yeah.
Whereas Gaia here, it's like kind of that weird interstage between too childish and too big bitch.
No, she just knows
Yeah,
what she just knows what she
she's very
wants.
headstrong.
She just knows what she
She's
wants,
extremely
David.
headstrong.
She knows what she
Take you
wants, but
on.
she's not. But like, she doesn't know exactly what she needs.
To be fair, she's also being potentially manipulated by an outside force.
Well, technically,
That'll
we're an
that
outside source.
that'll mess with your day.
Geote! Geote! Long time no see, my old friend.
Time.
Geote the dwarf, FYI for Asher, since the two of you
Oh
probably
no,
haven't
I
done this
started
quest
his
yet.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
know.
know if you had a healer up that high.
I started doing Sage, and I haven't touched it since.
Ah, okay. Trying to scare me or seduce me. I wasn't sure which.
Yes, you'll hear that a lot. Gesticulations.
Well, if we're winding down for the night, I think I'm gonna take and leave the party.
Okay.
All right.
Then there were 3. Party is smaller. There's this emptiness that we need to fill. A void that I don't know where it came from and where it belongs.
And we're gonna fill it with lightning.
Why would we do that?
Because we need beard.
At once, your ladyship. Good answer, character. Good answer. Let's go to Eden. Let's go. Hey, I accepted a
Let's
quest.
go, Eden. Let's go.
Eden's core. Got it. Blood and Thunder. I just realized that was the name of the quest. What is this? A WoW reference?
It's a music reference, Eddie.
Blood and Thunder?
It was a music reference before it was a WoW reference.
Yeah.
What is it a musical reference to?
Is it a Metallica song?
I'm not sure if it's Metallica. It's definitely... My brain was going AC/DC, but that also could be because I'm saying that a lot recently.
Well, AC/DC did Thunderstruck. I mean that, but I don't know if that's the same thing as Blood and Thunder.
That might also be why I'm thinking AC/DC. I might be getting confusing Thunderstruck.
Well, the reason why I'm saying it's a music reference is because of the factor that Thor, Love and Thunder is also the reference to the same thing.
Oh, here we go. I finally got to the part. What will you say? He's half man, half beard, and another half beard for good measure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or I was chasing Sparks the entire time with various degrees of success.
That second one is more in line with my character, honestly.
I did the beard one.
I definitely did the beard one. Hello, citizens
Oh,
of Sunland?
it's a song. It's a song by Mastodon.
I knew it was a
Mastodon,
song reference.
okay.
Yeah. Oh no, Hildy! Do we need to get another of
Guy.
Oh no, do you need more bomb?
I probably need more bomb.
It is a good medicine.
Dig a hole and throw him in it. Thank you, Becklug.
Aww. Even in his sun form, he's helping people.
Do you like his sun form?
A gentleman is rather than does, or a gentleman does though also.
New hat.
Hey, player character this time summon the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Do it now.
No. You stop it.
We want that big fluffy beard.
Yeah, the beard does not need to be made of marshmallow to be fluffy.
Okay, I've unlocked it, and I think with that, I think we're at the end of today's stream. We'll be battle
I think
ready.
next week you're not going to be available? Or...
I don't know that yet. It depends on whether my cousin decides to give birth or not, which I believe has nothing to do with me.
I mean, I would presume it has nothing to do with you unless you happen to be your cousin's doula.
Nope. No, I did not volunteer for that. I am but a
For good
cheerleader.
reason.
I mean, I am but a cheerleader.
In life.
But with that, everybody, we'll call it a night. We'll be back streaming on Wednesday with FRG. We'll do some more Elden Ring. We may or may not be winding the curve on the final lap of that one. Then, of course, we'll be back next Friday with more Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross.
And then, as
And
Faith has
then
mentioned
next
before...
Saturday... I was
next
just going to
Saturday.
say, and next Saturday is going to either be... we'll play it by ear. We'll probably know more by Friday of next week, whether it's going to be 14, Tunic, an off week, random stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Then, Faith Test, I mean, if you're watching this now, feel free to watch Faith Test when he pops on another half hour.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be around, give or take, around 11:10, because I got to wait for the tsunami to clear.
Tsunami.
Of people.
Yeah, the tsunami is the in-game term for the server resets that happen at 11 and 11 Pacific time every day.
Ah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Fascinating. All right, with that, everybody, we're out. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Bye!
Good night.